Assalamu alaikum ji. Welcome back to an episode of Kahe, Kazi. My guest today was Baalaaj Khan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa Assalam. Baalaaj Khan is a YouTuber, a TikToker,
Ex-TikToker.
twice removed, a content creator. That's fair.
Yeah.
Ex-table tennis player.
Bronze medalist in the junior national teams championship.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We get to speaking about bullying, body image issues, homophobia, gynecomastia, feminism,
Yeah.
the misrepresentation of it,
Yep.
the pursuit of a healthy psychic space, difficult conversations with family and friends,
Yeah.
and protecting your cognitive capital.
Yeah. I
Could-
think that's about it.
Yeah, kuch aur?
Yes.
Man, shit.
Man, shit.
All right. Enjoy. Three, two, one. Baalaaj Khan. How you doing?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Baalaaj. How you doing?
I am good. How are you, Kazi bhai?
Alhamdulillah.
हम इस तरह क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? हम
कैसे?
literally पहले it's like पहले हम we were talking so casually and you're like Baalaaj Khan कैसे आप?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is not, this is real. This is
Nice.
all I am. Is this
You know what?
and nothing else.
Icebreaker. Podcast usually इस तरह होती हैं कि you go into the conversation. मैं बीच का टॉपिक अभी आपको पता है उस दिन एक बंदे ने मुझे कहा इस्लामी जमहूरियत तो पाकिस्तान है आप शॉर्ट्स नहीं पहन सकते.
Really?
Yeah.
कहाँ पे बोला?
मेरे अब्बू के ऑफिस में.
Nice. आपके बाबा के ऑफिस में किसी ने आपको बोला?
Yeah, and he was like a security guard और मैंने अंदर जाना था and he was like आप अंदर नहीं जा सकते या आपने कच्चे पहने हैं. I was like फिर मुझे समझ नहीं आई मैं अंदर इसलिए नहीं जा सकता कि मैंने कोई ड्रेस कोड है.
Yeah, but he's just making a value judgment. He's like, I don't fuck with you, man.
नहीं
Just
he's
don't
like कि बस
you.
इस्लामी जमहूरियत है पाकिस्तान की आप फिर नहीं पहन सकते और मेरे घुटने लाइक अभी नहीं हुए बट लाइक कवर हुए हुए थे.
हाँ.
Hmm. Yeah, icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Moving on.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You have nice legs. That's probably why.
I actually do. Yes, I do.
Mashallah se, हाँ. You know, that's what it is, dude. I think so much of social interaction in Pakistan is based off intimidation. क्योंकि so I've been like I used to look like you before I grew a beard, right? तो when I used to look like that, मुझे भी ऐसे ही ये टोके मिलती थी, चड्डे नहीं पहनते ये वो. I still wear shorts.
Yeah.
But I also just look like I'm a little older. Like I have 3 bad loans. I have a mortgage. I have 3 children. Maybe a divorce. तो फिर जो है उसके बाद जो है ना people just don't say that to you anymore. It's intimidation. It's
It's
nothing
very
else.
obvious
It's
when you have like
unfortunate, dude.
3 loans and a divorce.
And the
नजर आ
divorce.
जाता है.
That was tough.
I think it's in the elbows.
In the elbows.
Yeah.
You calling me hairy? You know that's racist, right?
नहीं.
But it is. Shahzad, it is, no?
नहीं. It can't be racist.
Of course it can.
How come?
You're Turkish. I'm Canadian.
हम दोनों पाकिस्तानी हैं.
नहीं ये रिकॉर्ड वो बंद हो जाएगा. रिकॉर्डर बंद हो जाएगा. नहीं करो. Leave it alone.
ये आप इस
ये
बच्चे किसने आने दी?
इस किस्म के लोग होते हैं ना. यार ये यहाँ पे नहीं हो सकेगा बोला अपना शहजाद. ठीक है ना? इजी है ना? हाँ. इसको करोगे ये बंद हो जाता है. Just technical difficulties. Just Shahzad in the room.
Just
Existential angst.
yeah.
You know he's the embodiment of existential angst.
What is existential? उस दिन आपने क्लब हाउस पे भी मुझे बताया था but I couldn't really like grasp what it is.
Oh, it's the burden of existing, dude. That's what it is. क्योंकि
So if I feel bad about just existing,
Mhm.
that's it.
That's it. But it's a little more deep rooted, na? Because just because you feel bad does not mean you stop existing, and it is Allah rehm kare. It has more to do with आपका people who are agnostic or atheists, because existentialism originally was so Jean-Paul Sartre came up with existentialism. He's a French philosopher. यही रहता है phase 7 में. You make a smiley look at him. And Jean-Paul Sartre literally said existentialism is a humanism. And what that means is there is no higher power. There are no universal principles. Life is what
So
you make.
nihilism basically.
No, not nihilism. Nihilism is there's no meaning. Right? He's like, there's only meaning if you give it. It's on you to give it. And that's where existential angst comes from. कि आप सर पकड़ के बैठ जाते हो कि यार everything will only have meaning if I give it meaning. मैं किस चीज को am I supposed to give meaning to these pants and this shirt, this mic, this room, the Red Bull, that they don't sponsor me? Like, what am I supposed to not give meaning to, or not, or lack thereof? You know, that's existential angst, more or less.
तो फिर यही तुम्हारा भी
ये सीन है तो सही. मैं गलत तो नहीं बोल रहा था.
yeah
Do you feel existential angst?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
जैसे आपने कहा ना कि यूजुअली एथियस्ट वगैरह में होता है, like existential angst is more evidently found. Evidently don't just found in, you know, atheists. So I think, is it not found in people who believe in religion?
Oh, dude, I mean, I've suffered from it for a large part of my life. होता हर किसी में, but at the end of the day, and this again, I am drawing from another philosopher. This is not my theory, but Viktor Frankl and even Friedrich Nietzsche, ये लोग भी Creek Vista.
सही कोने में इधर
यहीं करीब दोस्त है मेरे, दोस्त है. तो वो भी कुछ ऐसा ही बोलते थे कि at the end of the day, you'll suffer from existential angst if you don't have meaning. You need to have a meaning providing principle. For us, if we are Muslim, that is our meaning providing principle. कि Allah Miya created us, right? And we're here to worship him and do good unto others. There's those categorical imperatives. Christianity में होता है, do to others what, the golden rule.
Definitely.
Do to others what you know. So, is it more prevalent in people who don't have, who are not religious? There's no research. पर जितना मैंने देखा है, हाँ, जितने लोगों से मैं मिला हूँ, हाँ, ऐसा है. On average, right? But again, it's about a universal principle. You could not be religious, still have a universal principle, treat all people equally. Everyone is worth respecting. Every human being has inherent value.
Yeah.
These are meaning providing principles.
Definitely.
Right? So, ऐसा है, I don't know. Why are you putting me on the spot, huh? Huh? Why?
आपको क्या लगता है मैं कराची क्यों आया?
Two things. Get Shehzad.
It's like I whispered, plan B, he's on to us. New plan.
Get Shehzad out of those black shalwar kameez and fuck with Kazi bhai.
ये मुझे पेप टॉक मिली थी पहले.
किससे?
पेप टॉक तो नहीं, it was like, देखो there are certain rules. We don't talk about जो आपने मुझे अभी बताया. We don't talk about this.
हाँ, we can't talk about the army because yeah, देखो, it becomes, देखो, and I'll tell you why, right? There is no way anyone in Pakistan has all the information.
Definitely.
So let's just keep away from that subject, na? And also, it becomes kind of dangerous.
Definitely, yeah, exactly.
And Allah रहम करेगा यार, देखो, एक मैं आपको बात बताऊँ, चलो. The thing is, I'm sitting inside the borders that they're guarding.
Yeah.
You know, if nothing else, can I have a little bit of appreciation for that? I would hope so.
I guess so.
Yeah, you know. ऐसा है. Difficult to follow that up, huh? Got that hostile honesty.
I'm just trying to. मैं just कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि I don't say anything कि कल को शहजाद के घर काली भी को मुझे लेने और को गिरा थी. Holy shit.
It's okay.
तुम्हारे ऊपर गिर गई है.
हाँ, ये लो, टिश्यू लो. It's fine.
I love this. This is such a good podcast.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. Now you do owe me a rug, though. Anyways, dude, listen, I don't care if we fuck around like this for the next however long, but how's it been coming from Turkey? उस वक्त Turkey में भी lockdown था.
Yeah.
And then coming back to Islamabad?
Islamabad.
Or Islamabad maybe sort of lockdown था. And then you came here. और यहाँ
इधर तो हो ही गया
लॉकडाउन.
मैं सोच के आया था, हमारा ओरिजिनली प्लान था, मेरा और जैसे इसने अपनी पॉडकास्ट में कहा था, बताइएगा मत किसी को. That was like कि हमारा प्लान था कि सबको सरप्राइज करना है कि शहजाद भी like ये कहेगा कि I'm coming over और I'll be like hello and we'll like vlog the whole situation.
Hello like Faris Shafi. Hello.
बताओ खैर तो हमारा ये
जाते देख
इंटेंट था. हाय साइफर. हमारा ये ओरिजिनल इंटेंट था बट देन लॉकडाउन हो गया. बट आई थिंक जब से मैं टर्की गया हूँ ना, देयर वर लाइक ups and downs, mostly downs. उसमें ये था कि I didn't really enjoy लोगों की वो presence इतनी. I'd spend time with myself. मैं कमरे से नहीं निकलता था. मैं सबसे ज़्यादा तभी निकलता था जब यूनिवर्सिटी का कोई काम होता था someone's coming from Pakistan, like I wouldn't do extra effort to meet new people.
Sure.
And
Okay.
even कुछ कभी कभी ऐसा होता था कि पुराने लोगों से ना I wouldn't just want to meet, क्योंकि I feel like my एक होता है ना, you sometimes some people get fueled, basically extroverts, they get fueled by people's energy. I do too, but there came like a phase जहाँ पे I just didn't want to, and I prefer staying in. So like lockdown for me was like the best place to be in. I'm just chilling.
Achha, no, wait. So this was brought about because you moved to Turkey, because of COVID, because of the lockdown, culture shock. What was it?
Okay, originally, I used to play table tennis.
You used to play table tennis, yeah. You
Junior
were quite
national,
good.
Junior national bronze medal जीता है
No
team
big
events
deal.
में.
Just a table tennis player.
Yeah, so like I've played like good tournaments. I haven't won like big, but I have played amongst अच्छे
You're
players.
also really young.
There are kids who are younger than me and achieving way more than actual senior players. So I think So मेरी
Are they on TikTok though?
one of them is actually.
Can they solve the Rubik's Cube?
Now that they can. Gotcha, bitch.
Hostile.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. Sorry. Please
Yeah.
continue.
Wouldn't it be fun if I'm like gotcha, bitch, and then Kevin Hart का वो कौन था?
हाँ वो नहीं करते हम यहाँ पे. वो Dave Chappelle, लेकिन वो हम नहीं
Yeah,
करते.
वही. खैर तो I used to play table tennis and I started when I was like regularly खेलना मैंने शुरू किया जब मैं first year में गया था अपने college में. I had a sports scholarship, तो मुझे free hand था. I could play anytime.
Just sneak that in. I had a sports scholarship.
Yeah. नहीं. तो खैर, yes, sports
Yes,
scholarship.
Sports scholarship.
Sports scholarship.
Sports scholarship.
तो I used to मतलब मुझे फ्री हैंड मिल गया था और मेरी टेबल टेनिस, जैसे मैंने अभी पॉडकास्ट से पहले आपको कहा, became a part of my personality. I made it a part of my personality, and that's not a good thing. Like, but it also served as like a form of escapism. But itna what was that? Extent of anything is bad. Excess of anything is bad.
Excess of anything is bad. Yeah.
वो हो गया था. तो टेबल टेनिस for me was like a big thing. मेरे पूरे दिन क्या जो भी मसले मसाइल होते थे वो 4 घंटे जब मैं खेलता था, that was like बस it was just like my fun happy time. तो over the course of like 3 years वो routine मेरी ऐसी बन गई थी, and then COVID हुआ, I moved to Turkey. I couldn't play table tennis as much. And then जब मेरी रूटीन का लाइक सबसे जो एसेंशियल चीज़ होती थी मेरे लिए, जो सबसे बड़ा पार्ट होता था, व्हेन दैट गॉट लाइक डिस्टरप्टेड, तो मुझे नहीं पता था कि क्या करना है. एंड देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि ओ शिट, आई हैव नो लाइक एज सच सोशल स्किल्स. मेरे जो मैं जब लोगों से बात करता था, टेबल टेनिस वुड बी लाइक अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ इट. लाइक आई वुड सम टाइम कैजुअली फ्लैक्स, कभी कभी वो अप्रिशिएट करते थे. उस बेसिस पे ज़्यादातर मेरी बात होती थी. But now when that's out of the picture, like I didn't know where do I stand, एक तरह से. That was like a big part. उसके बाद I didn't know what to do. And then like उससे पहले up time था, and then it came the down. So I think that is what caused like the down. Not moving to Turkey, not COVID. I mean obviously उसकी वजह से मैंने initially छोड़ा था. But I guess COVID, but then I'd say yeah.
A loss of identity.
A part of it. A big part of it. Yeah.
All right.
Some थोड़ा बहुत अभी भी रहता है किसी चीज़ में. Multiple चीज़ों की personalities अभी भी हैं. But like I lost like a big part.
Well, I mean, yeah, देखो, like I said, the meaning providing principle. There's a lot of people that gravitate towards stupid things. At least you gravitated towards something that's healthy. मैं जैसे when I was in university, for some godforsaken reason, I gravitated towards weightlifting. And I was Olympic weightlifting. And I was horrible at it. I was so shit at it. And I would spend 3 से 4 घंटे daily to try and be good at it. When I could have been doing jiu-jitsu or anything else. Right? But instead I would go to the वहाँ पे जो university थी वहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा एक weightlifting gym था. It was very nice. Well equipped. Equipment, everything. So I'd go there and I'd beat my knees and my elbows into a bloody pulp trying to get stronger when I'm not even built for it. And weightlifting, you have to start very, very young. There was no way I was going to get anywhere. There's just no way, right? So because weightlifting में you have to hit numbers. अभी जो Talib guy, he got on, you know, that's weightlifting, and that guy's been doing it since he was 8 years old. That's the only way to get that good. There's no other way, right? That's why I have had in the recent past, I've had arguments with people that are like, you can do anything you set your mind to. Not anything. Not anything. Listen, when did you start table tennis?
16.
16. I'm 28. If I start right now, right, even if I'm physically stronger than you and all those things, which I'm not, but अगर मैं मिसाल दे रहा हूँ, I'll still never be as good as you.
Now that I really disagree on.
No, देखो यार, it's hand-eye coordination stuff that develops when you're young, right? And you would have been much better than you if you had started at 12. Can't change my mind, Baalaaj.
I can actually.
How could you?
Let's say
Okay.
if I started at 12,
Yes.
who knows कि क्या circumstances होते हैं.
All right. Now we're talking about just the situational
You're saying
stuff.
कि अगर me 12-year-old and me 20-year-old put in the same environment and conditioning and हर चीज.
हाँ, and then given stimulus like 1, 2, 3 साल की training, you 12-year-old would grow at a rate that is exponential compared to you. Even you 20-year-old, देखो 25 साल की उम्र तक तो आपका दिमाग भी fully formed नहीं होता है. So even you 20-year-old will grow exponentially compared to me at 28 years old, or even you at 28 years old, right? So the point is, some activities you have to start at a very young age, and that is why countries like China and Russia will pick their Olympic athletes when they're like 5 and 8 years old.
Actually way younger.
Even way younger, right? Because वो उनकी bone structure भी check करते हैं कि भाई predictive metrics या algorithms वो some things इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि भाई ये what is this child going to turn out like. That's because you need to start that young, because anyone who's intelligent right now just had a head start, like just better. For instance, I'll give you another example. Lots of people who go through trauma never recover from it, because those were key. Me and Shahzad spoke about bullying in the podcast. There's a time period जिसमें आपकी that is key to your growth. Usme, if a part of that growth is fractured or you know, if it's stunted for whatever reason, that'll affect the rest of your life, affect you for the rest of your life. Because देखो मेरी बात सुनो, ये जो belief है ना कि at any given time you can change your life, I agree with that. 100% you can.
Yeah.
बस अल्लाह का करम हो, 100% you can. But there are some things you just need to start at a younger age. Right? For instance, another example. How many languages do you speak?
कच्ची पक्की तो बहुत ज़्यादा.
हाँ बताओ.
English, Urdu, पंजाबी समझ आ जाती है. बहुत basic Turkish, somewhat basic से ऊपर Chinese.
Chinese Mandarin or Cantonese? Mandarin. Right? Yeah. If I just want to get at the same linguistic level, I can only speak 3. Arabic because namaz padhte hain, but really just 3, right? Which is Urdu, Sindhi, and English. If I even want to get to your level, it's going to be significantly more difficult for me because I'm 28 years old, right? I'm not saying with hard work and dedication, never giving up, not sleeping, never stopping, being strong, man shit. If I that I could get there, I'm just saying it'd be easier for someone who was younger. Because you become set in your ways, right? He's really struggling.
I do agree with your,
Yeah.
point of view. But then again, I feel like, जैसे, I don't know exact statistics, but जैसे I'll speak अपने sport को रख के. जैसे पाकिस्तान के जो national champion है, his name's Asim Qureshi.
How old is he?
He is actually 57.
Oh, that's horrible. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That the youth is not coming up at all.
They are.
And they're going to destroy him then.
Hopefully.
Inshallah. It's inevitable. No. I love this guy. I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world that he's playing at that age. 2 things though. First off, he should never have had to. He should have been settled a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, if he is sort of eating his own young, or if that organization is eating their own young, it's because हर किसी को अपना पेट पालना है. for no other reason, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is, again, अगर एक Chinese national player आएगा, table tennis में Chinese होते हैं, Iranians होते हैं मेरे ख्याल में.
Iranians कौन होते हैं?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, China's like number 1.
Okay.
Japan, Germany.
हाँ. पाकिस्तान
Korea.
किस level पे आता है?
Oh, really bad.
Okay, पर पाकिस्तान के level का India is India.
India is like really good.
Fuck. Okay.
India is like way good.
Okay, shit. Okay, never mind. वो पाकिस्तान के comparable कौन आता है?
Palestine?
Okay. Right.
I've seen their players play. Yeah.
Okay, so a Palestinian 25-year-old will most definitely destroy our number one just because newer joints, better muscles. You know, it's just physiological at this point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that same argument that can then be made for someone from Pakistan. कि आप जो यकीनन number one अभी हो, but that's only because we don't have systems that foster talent.
Definitely. I agree with that.
Unfortunately, Bada. And you've spoken at length about this. At Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse,
on
yeah.
Clubhouse.
I'm afraid कि ये video कोई if I start get back into table tennis, ये video किसी के पास जाएगी and they'll be like, sir, आप जरा इधर आए.
Sir, because it's you were saying a few things because this
about that. We need to have like a conversation.
You only conversation.
Yeah. And then come like, हाँ मैं क्या बोल रहा है? So yeah.
Good cop, bad cop. You? No, that's not good. LRM
Please, if अगर कोई related person देख रहा है, haha. मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा. काजी भाई. Yeah. इनको ban करिए.
I'm sorry.
खैर.
All love.
Yeah.
A little bit of hate.
But how are you, Kazi bhai?
I'm good, dude. Alhamdulillah. I have. You got me happy donuts. So I'm a lot better.
So you're happy?
I'm a lot better. I'm happier. Alhamdulillah. बड़ा हो रहा है मेरे साथ यार. Alhamdulillah. I think Happy should just sponsor me at this point. Because पिछले 3 podcasts पे someone's gotten me half a dozen. And then you've gotten me a dozen.
Yeah. मतलब
Do you hate me? Just a question. I mean, it's all right. If you do it, so it's fine.
I think, yeah.
I do have toxic masculine traits.
Yeah. आपको याद है हमारी एक दफ़ा Clubhouse पे बात हो रही थी about, I think, pronouns and...
Sure.
Yeah.
कौन से वाले? Z, Zer, वो वाले?
Like, we were discussing if pronouns जो हैं should be like...
Right. So should your pronouns affect my speech? If I don't even know what, like...
जैसे you said कि if they're choosing a specific set of pronouns,
yeah,
that's them good.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, like, मुझे नहीं बोलने चाहिए.
मैंने ये बोला था कि I should not be cancelled if I mistake it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, ये तो कोई बात ही नहीं है
I
mistake.
agree with that. I think उसमें I made a point,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was a bit shady.
Mm-hmm.
Shady as in you were. I thought I misheard it as के अगर मैं किसी के pronouns सही नहीं बोल रहा, that's like not a problem. I think that's what you said. Oh, मुझे लगा कि that's what you said. And I was like, Bilal, you see Kazi bhai, well, she's saying
Yeah.
and then you were like, that's a bit childish. And I think that was, yeah.
It's fine. No, but you were proving your point. And the thing is, मेरा मसला ये है कि अगर मैं ना भी बोलूँ ना, मुझे cancel करना is an overreaction for that particular thing. I do feel that. I do still feel that. देखो, how are you going to prove that there's no maliciousness? I don't know. Maybe you're not going to be able to prove that there's no malice
Yeah.
in me mispronouncing. But अगर आपने मुझे बताया ही नहीं है, पहली बात तो there's grades to this, ना? अगर मैं आपको बोलता हूँ he and you're just like, why did you assume? For obvious reasons, you look like a guy, so I'm going to assume he.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, okay, well, not he. I'm like, cool. Now I'm going to not refer to you as he because now you don't want to be referred to as he. यहाँ तक cool है. Right? But the minute you start affecting my freedom of speech की बात हो रही है ना?
Definitely, yeah.
So you want to have the freedom to be referred to by whatever you want. But then why are you encroaching on my freedom of speech? You know what I mean?
I think like growth ka, because this is like fairly new.
Oh yeah.
Like the pronouns ka pura concept. Like
yeah.
people are still learning. And even like I think Grammys या किसी बहुत बड़े platform पे क्या हुआ था, Shawn Mendes was actually hosting and he pronounced Sam Smith के pronouns wrong.
Why wrong? Sam Smith कौन है?
Sam Smith is a very good singer.
Shawn Mendes is better. If I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches. Yeah. Okay.
है तो he pronounced their pronouns wrong. Sam Smith.
What did he say?
Sam Smith?
Ah.
Sean Mendes.
Sean Mendes said
He called them him
because he's a guy.
because he's non-binary. He's non-binary.
Oh, fuck me.
So their pronouns are they, them.
Okay, they, them. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
And he pronounced their pronouns as he or him or whatever that is.
Mhm.
So itne bade platform pe bhi Sam Smith was like, we're all learning. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I think
Sean Mendes like, I'll be needing stitches. Sure. Yeah.
So I think there's like a lot of potential
Yes.
and everyone's learning.
Yes.
And ye pata hai, aajkal let's talk about cancel culture. I feel like
I think, yeah. Good segue.
जैसे people are like they disagree with something
Yeah.
and they don't see the room of potential there. Okay, how much the person can grow. They don't empathize with the person who's in the wrong.
Dude, they're straight up terrorists these days, more or less. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. Right? It's a false
It's kinda
dichotomy. It is. It's depressing.
I agree with a lot of चीजें जो the cancel culture does, right?
Like calling out rapists.
Predators and rapists and all of
You
all
didn't
people
need
like that.
cancel culture for that shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, dekho, acha, here's the thing. When I say you didn't need cancel culture, they'll be like, Kazi, but they were not being called out before. I'm like, no. Cancel culture has helped that, right? But it could have been anything, and those people should have been called out regardless.
Yeah.
Is what I'm always saying, right?
Definitely.
But they should be cancelled and other things. You know, there should also be legal action. जैसे उस दिन क्लब हाउस पे और जो पिछले 3 दिन से 4 दिन से चल रहा है, you know,
Yeah.
that was horrendous, and this guy was taking advantage of vulnerable people, men or women. They're vulnerable people. They're hurting. You know, they're confused. They're in diaspora. You know.
Yeah.
So it's horrible. It's horrendous. इनको तो cancel होना चाहिए.
Diaspora, I think आपने इसकी podcast में diaspora बोला था कि like हम किधर के हैं, right?
Right. Yeah. So this is our home, na?
Hmm.
Imagine if I'm in Canada. I'm confused as fuck, right? Canada's my home too now, alhamdulillah. But imagine when I moved initially, I didn't know my head from my toe. I didn't know कि अगर मैं चप्पल पहन के बाहर जाऊँगा तो मेरे पैर जम जाएंगे. I didn't know all that stuff, right? I'm confused. And someone tries to take advantage of me while I'm vulnerable. That's fucked up, dude.
Definitely.
Taking advantage of someone even when they're not vulnerable is fucked up. But at least then they're better equipped to call you out and be like, "Ek minute, boss, kahan aa rahe ho?" Right?
Yeah.
What he was doing, who he was doing it to, क्या बोलूं? कौन सी गाली दूं? You know?
Yeah.
फिर लोग मुझे बोलेंगे, I'm sick and tired of outrage, and they're going to send me back down.
It's just yeah.
I'm joking. But cancel culture. Oh,
नहीं you're joking, but yes, असल में भी हो सकता है.
ऐसा हुआ है ना, तभी तो मजाक कर रहा
Yeah.
हूँ. तो जो cancel culture जो है, it operates on a false dichotomy. जो आप बोल रहे हो, they don't ever witness the potential for growth. It's a false dichotomy. It's like, Baalaaj, either you agree with me or you're wrong. Not only are you wrong, you don't deserve to speak. Not only do you not deserve to speak, you don't deserve a platform, you don't deserve a voice, you don't deserve anything.
So
That's what
ABX communication basically.
Mhm.
ABX communication.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
It's like
Yeah.
usually जब countries conflicts में होती हैं और दो parties conflicts में होती हैं or anyone's in conflict, A and B are the people arguing or discussing.
Mhm.
X is the topic.
Mhm.
Either A dominates B and they're right, A becomes X, right? Or either B is right and A is wrong and B becomes X. There's no mutual understanding.
No.
You have to be like wrong for me to be right.
Exactly.
There's no middle point.
And that's what's a false dichotomy. Na?
Yeah.
It's almost never true that for me to be right, you have to be wrong. We both could be saying something that is, or more often than not, we're saying things that can coexist.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? Like for instance, अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ cancel culture goes overboard, I can say that and still have room to understand but rapists and predators need to be completely eradicated, or that kind of behavior needs to be mitigated. Those things, but that's how they catch you. They're like, so Baalaaj, when you're saying cancel culture is bad, are you saying that predators and rapists should be,
Yeah.
should be left to do whatever they're doing. Of course, that's not what I'm saying.
I think they blow it out of proportion. जो whatever your statements are, the concept itself, जैसे cancel culture का concept has been blown way out of its proportion. मतलब there was this time where दो TikTokers हैं, they're sisters, right? They're one of the biggest TikTokers.
How one?
Two of the biggest TikTokers.
Are they the same channel?
Nah, different.
Oh, who's got more? Tell me the younger sister has more.
So this part of me no one knows about. ठीक है? I watch TikToks. They're called the D'Amelio sisters.
Okay.
Charlie D'Amelio. दूसरी का क्या नाम था? इसको भी पता है. तो उसमें से one of them got cancelled for not eating snails. Like उनके शेफ ने खाना बनाया था, snails की कोई डिश थी, and she hated it and she puked it out, and she got cancelled for that.
Right.
Yeah. तो इस तरह की मतलब that's just like मैंने बहुत extreme situation बताई है, but there's a lot of grey space between what's एक right space होती है, एक बहुत ही off वाली space होती है, उसके बीच में एक जगह होती है जो people जहाँ पे the grey space that people exploit. I feel like that's bad.
That's horrible, dude.
Yeah.
You know, a close friend of ours got cancelled for not making a video about something controversial. How many times have we seen that?
Yeah.
Collective sigh.
Yeah.
We love you, Irfan bhai. But anyhow, dude, cancel culture and what else not. How have you been finding Clubhouse? We've been on Clubhouse for the better part of a year now.
5 months. Clubhouse को 5 महीने हुए हैं.
Not even the better part of a
Yeah.
year. Then the worst part of a year.
I love Clubhouse. बीच में पता नहीं 1 महीना मैंने छोड़ दिया था, but I love Clubhouse. I met so many new people. Aleeb, I met through Shazad's house room.
I met you through a Clubhouse, dude.
Yeah, you, Ali bhai from TPR, Ali Shameem, so many more people jinko like I wasn't even following a lot of these people and we didn't know each other. Kuch aise log the that I was following but we never talked, and it just gave us like, a platform to, just no texting, only talking wali cheez hoti hai usme.
Sure.
And I feel like texting का एक मसला you can't ये सबको पता है, आप emotion नहीं दे सकते अपने text में. तो when it's just a voice platform, an audible only platform, it opens a lot of things, like you can tell when someone's being sarcastic. You can tell when someone's being, they're joking. क्योंकि कभी-कभी jokes are also text पे taken out. So I love it. क्योंकि I am very bad at taking hints. And like कि कौन joke कर रहा है, कौन नहीं कर रहा है. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So I love Clubhouse. It's amazing, and like I get to learn so much. So Clubhouse is an amazing app that helps you connect with new people. Yeah, I feel like this is Clubhouse ने ना ये sponsor किया है, तो I'm like doing this.
I wish, dude. It's the antidote to loneliness. Lots of people are lonely. Lots of people, especially in during the pandemic. Dude, that's such beautiful timing that they made that app, and they released it. Ab dekho, there are countries that are still in lockdown.
Yeah.
Is waqt tak. Canada is still in stage 3 lockdown. Ontario is at least stage 3 lockdown. Karachi is back in lockdown. Allah rahम kare.
And I think जिस तरह अभी ये बात हुई थी ना कि I was like in lockdown, I didn't want to make an extra effort. उस टाइम पे I was using Clubhouse, so मैं Clubhouse पे सो जाता था, and you know this.
Yeah, I know.
एक दफ़ा मिनाज अलियास की कोई स्टोरी सुनाए थे, मेरा माइक अनम्यूटेड था, मैं सो गया. अगले दिन मुझे पता लगा मैं खराटे ले रहा था उनकी स्टोरी के दौरान.
I don't even
And
understand.
you and Bilal, इन दोनों ने ये दोनों मॉड थे, ठीक है. For a good, ये आराम से मुझे ऑडियंस में डाल सकते थे. For a good 10 minutes, they were like, नहीं, let's see how this.
Dekho, Clubhouse shows you who your real friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I would never do that to you. He's mouthing abuses.
Yeah.
नहीं, लेकिन मैं आपको बात बताऊं.
Misogynistic abuses.
Whoa, none of that here, sir. No, none of that here, sir.
Yeah,
no misogyny here.
Thank you.
A little bit of misogyny.
ये मतलब please काट दिएगा.
नहीं, but I don't understand how you managed to fall asleep while Minaj Bhai was telling a story. That's what I want to know. Because that dude, आपको पता है, literally अब record है मेरा. As soon as he enters, I just tell him salam. I tell him how he's doing, how the family is, and then I leave. And he knows. He's like, तभी वो भी कभी-कभी ऊपर नहीं आते. he knows why I'm leaving. He's like, "Baalaaj bhai, chalo baad mein milte hain." Leave.
हाँ, you've never stayed in a room with him.
हालांकि I did the podcast.
आपको डर लगता है जिनसे? Do you know there's like probably jinn in this room? There's like one in that corner, one with sitting with Shahzad. What's up? मुझे अभी कहीं जोर से चाटा पड़ेगा. Either काजी भाई or the jinn behind me. खैर. I think
I don't
Sortify एक बात कहता है
जी.
कि I tend to, you know, destroy the room. I think I've done that again.
I love Soltify so much, dude.
Dude, he's amazing.
देखो ये आयतल कुर्सी पढ़ रहा है देखो. See what you did?
तुम आयतल कुर्सी पढ़ रहे हो?
अच्छा.
है.
Look,
But let's talk about that.
talk about what? Fear?
Peanuts.
Peanuts?
You don't know what peanuts are?
Oh, you call
Yeah, the J word.
Jinns?
The J word. Yeah.
Jinns? Yeah, देखो.
We call them peanuts because
देखो,
we've heard के so basically मैं शहजाद और हमारी एक mutual friend है. We came up with this idea because we heard के whenever you mention the J word, they get interested and they like come to listen, right?
It's like
तो गाली भाई
आयतल
आयतल
कुर्सी पढ़
कुर्सी
रहा हूँ. क्या मैं भाई मैं हाँ दुरूद शरीफ पढ़ सकता हूँ.
So we call them peanuts.
Because you don't want to. It's like someone referring to you by name, na? Eventually you're going to
Yeah.
get interested. Yeah, here's the thing. Obviously they exist. Shaitan's a jinn.
Yeah. He's an angel. He was.
He wasn't it. He's made of fire. Angels are made of light. Look at him blowing. Look at me blowing his mind. Just
But Shaitan is Iblis, right?
Iblis, yeah. But ये जो बात होती है ना.
He was an angel.
Wasn't an angel.
He was an angel.
He wasn't an angel.
He's Shaitan because he refused to bow down to
Adam.
Yeah.
As an angel.
As an angel.
As
yeah.
an angel, you don't have volition.
He was an angel with pride. That's why he's like.
He was a jinn. He's made of fire, right? Allah Mia said, bow down to Adam. All the angels did because angels don't have volition. They have immense power.
Can we fact check this?
Yeah, of course, please. यहाँ पे वैसे इंटरनेट नहीं आता.
मेरे पास जरा मेरा इंटरनेट ऑन करना.
But it's fine. It's fine. But think about it. Think about it for a minute. Think about it. The devil or shaitan is always symbolized with fire. Why?
Because he fire.
Because jinn, जैसे हम मिट्टी के बने हुए हैं.
Yeah, they're made of.
They're made of fire. And
Smokeless fire.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And angels are made of light.
Yeah.
Right? Angels don't have volition.
Volition क्या होता है?
Free will.
Okay.
Free thinking, right? Shaitan had volition, right? And he was also, it's also interesting, right? He was also the first logician in our history. Think about it, right? Allah Mia said, bow to him. He employed logic. He was like, I am more powerful than him. I love you more than him. I worship you more than him. Ipso facto, I do not understand, therefore I will not bow. Angels didn't do that. He's the first logician in our history. That's why logic को ना एक इंसानों की तरह इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. ज़्यादा नहीं दिमाग खराब हो जाता है आपका. Because you're a finite being trying to make sense of the infinite. How are you going to manage that?
That is true.
You know, and that's why it's a very arrogant position when you say, I don't understand. No shit. None of us does. We're all trying. And that's all right. Right? But you don't have the arrogance to think that anything that you don't understand is wrong.
I was like, I was so deep into what you were saying.
Yeah.
ठीक है, बाहर से आवाज़ है. I'm like, holy shit, ये क्या हो रहा है?
Allah maaf kare yaar.
But yeah.
Allah raham kare. It's terrifying because it's terrifying to me because they're the unseen and they're always taught to be afraid of them. But आखिर में देखो, Allah Taala की रज़ा के बगैर कुछ नहीं होता.
Okay. ठीक है, I used to be like one of those weird kids जिसको Ouija boards वगैरह का बहुत शौक था. I've never done any of that stuff. ठीक है. So I used to do like a lot of size across the room. I used to be like मैं बहुत ज़्यादा research करता था. ठीक है. And I read somewhere कि a full grown peanut has the mental capability of a 4-year-old human. Right? And that's why they tend to like annoy you so much. Because they're like, they can't think straight. If you're talking about them, they're like, you know, let's say a camera bhi गिर जाए. They're trying to scare you off. That's all there is to it. They can't do shit.
Acha, I don't know. Like again, I don't know anything about that. I don't know about their mental faculties, and I don't know about.
That's or from what I've heard.
हाँ,
ये by the
and
way.
I don't know about their strength either. मुझे सिर्फ नहीं पता है, सीधी बात है.
Yeah.
But there are descriptions of the angels, and the angels are supposed to be immensely powerful.
Oh yeah.
And you know, scale and all those things. ये जो सारे animes बनते हैं,
Mhm.
they come from divine stories, na.
Yeah.
No one's going to tell me otherwise, dude. I was like, oh, yo,
Attack on Titan. वो याजूज माजूज की स्टोरी में बना हुआ है. Yeah, something of that sort.
all of them, dude. Like आप ऐसे सोचो ना, Lord of the Rings, या फिर ये जो दूसरे एनिमेज होते हैं, कौन से नारुतो वगैरह, all of them are based on divine myths.
Yeah. I love how Kazi bhai ki usually podcasts are like, you know, talking about nihilism and such important, and now we're like peanuts
Dude.
and anime.
It's important, dude. It's important. And all anime is philosophically inclined. And anyone who tells me otherwise is clearly ignorant.
Yeah.
And also is arrogant and worships. No, I'm not going to say. That
I-
would have been too much.
I
that would have
agree
been too
with
much. But that's. So I studied logic. And I think logic is beautiful. Right? Especially जब आपको university में symbolic logic समझाते हैं ना. Symbolic logic is basically when you turn language or any kind of premise or predicate into symbols. तो बिल्कुल neutral हो जाता है. For instance, in symbolic logic, Baalaaj is a table tennis player, is signified by one or two or three symbols. So then, जब आप उन symbols को देखते हो, you have to go look at the key to figure out what it means. Right? So it becomes completely neutral. And that's beautiful, right? But at the same time, you cannot have that kind of arrogance कि भाई अगर ये मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है तो ये false है. That only works so much, dude. Before you run into
Which is basic, but समझ नहीं आ रहा तो ये false है. Which is basically like every homophobic person ever.
also every homosexual person in Pakistan, unfortunately.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How come?
Cancel क्यों करते हैं? मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई.
Wait,
मैं
वो
बोल रहा हूँ-
वो अलग है. But
मैं बोल रहा हूँ homosexuality haram है. They're like, you think there's certain people that are wajib qatl. I didn't say that. I said the act of engaging in
homosexual acts.
Homosexual sex is haram. I didn't say anything about people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But they just conflate. Everyone just conflates. And the same thing with homophobes. कि क्योंकि homosexuality हराम है तो वो इंसान भी हराम है. इंसान हराम कैसे हो सकता है?
Yeah.
कैसे हो सकता है? हराम means impermissible. A human being is impermissible?
I mean, yeah.
Allah maaf kare. I have said too much already. Any more will be problematic.
You've done jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like लोग हमेशा कहते हैं I did sports, it gave me so much, like मेरी life में इतना कुछ अच्छा हुआ. Do you think it gave you something like really bad कि एक कोई आपका negative trait बन गया हो या something?
Dude, I am
Sort.
terrified. I think anyone who doesn't do martial arts, they walk around with this air of invincibility. They walk around with this hubris कि if I'm strong physically or what have you, तो उससे कुछ फर्क पड़ जाएगा. या जो भी ना, मतलब I'll get into a fight and it'll be all right. I think when you get into martial arts and if you truly get into them, you start understanding. मैंने सिर्फ 5-6 साल किया था and वो 5-6 साल भी on and off था and that's one of my life's greatest regrets. Allah मुझे माफ करे कि I didn't do more jiu-jitsu because jiu-jitsu makes you humble. Martial arts generally make you humble, but especially jiu-jitsu. And it explains to you how many things could go wrong when you get into an altercation. आप देखोगे again, this aggressive proclivity is characteristic of just driving in Karachi. Everyone's in everyone's face. हर कोई गाड़ी से उतरने के लिए तैयार होता है. सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. Do you realize how many things could go wrong if you get out of the car?
Yeah.
Someone could die. Someone could get crippled. Over what? किसी ने हॉर्न दे दिया आपको. That's interesting. किसी ने आपको हॉर्न दे दिया, आपकी अना इतनी गाड़ी से भी बाहर निकली हुई है, किसी ने हॉर्न दिया, आपकी अना टूट गया, बाहर निकला है गाड़ी से.
Yeah.
फिर then people start brandishing guns. तो guns वाली बात तो एक और ही हो गई. But the one thing that jiu-jitsu has done is it's given me this inescapable fear कि I'm beginning to grasp how many things could go wrong. How many things could happen in a simple physical altercation. You know, people start pushing each other. People start getting physical. कोई एक बंदा चमाटे मार रहा है दूसरे बंदे को. इतना आम हो गया है ये. होता है यहाँ पे. कराची में, इस्लामाबाद का मुझे नहीं पता ना.
I was in a मैं जब 9th 10th grade में था, I was in such मेरा friend circle जो था इसी तरह का था. like very हाँ बे क्या बे
हाँ
you know
बैक बुला रहा हूँ पिन तोड़ दिया
बैग
अच्छा नहीं ये
ओए
कराची है
बंदे बोला आज तू 9 बजे मिली एकेडमी के बाहर
हाँ
मुझे
अकेडमी के बाहर
तो मेरा वो वाला सर्कल वाज या उस तरह का so I
हम्म,
think I know what you're talking about so
हम्म,
many things can go wrong
to-
and they have gone insanely wrong
yeah
so it's like there was this one time हम उस टाइम पे तो मैं अपनी फैमिली के साथ था हम KFC के अंदर गए we got out and we saw like खून बह रहा है trigger warning and like it was so and we later found out कि जो मेरी academy थी उसके लड़के someone people I knew like and it was bad so about that part so things can go so wrong so quickly
mm-hmm.
and एक होता है ना you can process all of that beforehand and you can come to a better conclusion it's like heat of the moment but so extreme उसमें कुछ भी हो सकता है and
कुछ
that's
हो
so
सकता है।
weird to think about
But it's so dangerous ना यार and ये 2-3 ऐसे cases हुए हैं that were people that I either knew of or there were people that were my age when Shahzeb Khan got killed right he's my age or was अल्लाह मियाँ उसको family को हिम्मत दे और उसके ऊपर उसको जन्नत नसीब करे when he passed away I was just like this is completely freaky he was exactly my age I'm 28 he was मतलब he would have been so the thing is he's just gone like that over whatever like what merits that kind of violence but that's just the kind of lawlessness we live in yaar especially in Pakistan Karachi abhi recently jo khawaateen ke sath ho raha hai you know I was speaking to a friend of mine and she was like yeah you know we were just talking and we just really just expressing some rage I was like what the fuck's going on and she was like you know I don't know what to do I was like I don't know either she's like no wait I do know what to do you know all women should just leave but where are they going to go no that's how bad it is sometimes it really is and ये जो नूर वाला केस है अल्लाह जन्नत नसीब करे उस क्या बोलूँ उसको मैं but it's just highlighting something that's been happening
yeah
you know it's always been happening this kind of thing and I for one don't know what to make of it heads or tails ये तो बस शुरू ही हो गया
yeah about that it's like I used to share my opinions on Facebook I still do sometimes you know जब इस तरह का कुछ होता है I get like really angry as a normal person should and I कभी जज्बात में बह के I tell के like what I have in mind के share a post relating to what's on my mind के you know how I don't feel like women are getting enough you know in the country and they're like there's so many things that are going wrong in all ways and अब मैंने वो भी करना छोड़ दिया क्योंकि I just get so disappointed at the end responses देख के because मेरा circle भी apparently ऐसा होता था and
responses like what
responses like कहानी मिल रहे
क्या हकूक कहानी मिल रहा है
हकूक कहाँ नहीं मिल रहे सब तो मिल रहा है इस्लाम ने तो सारे हकूक दिए इस्लाम ने दिए हुए सोसाइटी कहाँ दे रही है
नहीं दे रही है
there's so many more things and for every logical point I give there's always a Khalilur Rahman's a video or a Karzaka's baseless shitty point you know that's like not even logical that people I know can just you know always clap back at me with and it's not even a clap back they're doing it for the sake of replying or the sake of you know no one's actually I mean if you I feel like people are so much in denial कि they've made themselves मतलब वो they think कि औरतों को सब कुछ मिल तो रहा है ये तो सब होता है हमारे घर में तो नहीं होता ना there's so much more to that
और हमारे घर में भी जो नहीं होता है क्या नहीं होता है आपने अपनी औरतों से पूछा
yeah I for yeah मुझे किसी ने कहा था मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था actually कि sit down with the women at your home and ask them about, you know, just their life and if they feel comfortable. And I was not ready for that conversation.
No one is.
Yeah, because it's a heavy conversation to have. And then you realize, oh, wait, so that is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so disappointing. और मुझे it's like कोई समझने के लिए तैयार नहीं होता. And that results in more disappointment.
Mhm.
And then when I say I'm disappointing, people say I'm disappointed because you're disappointed. So that's something. This conversation got like really
Heavy.
heavy. Yeah.
Happens when you're in a dark room with a nihilist.
with HD sound.
With HD sound. Allah रहम करेगा यार. देखो,
It's just
I think
unfortunate.
I think you should never, you should always try to keep the hope alive. I think there is hope. I think we could definitely do something about it. But I think it starts by having a conversation. And I think it starts with realizing that just because you're allowed to speak does not mean you have to have something to say. I think silence is beautiful. And I think
silence is the answer to many questions.
But here's the problem, right? Lots of people will cancel you for silence. Right? Abhi bhi jaise,
Shout out Irfan bhai.
Irfan bhai and other people. Jaise abhi bhi, like if you take a second, if you take too long to try and figure something out, straight up cancellation. Right? And कुछ हद तक ये मुझे समझ आता है. जैसे people were refusing to call out Zaire. They were like, why was she there? Stuff like that. Why was she at his house? Stuff like that. That's fucked up.
That is
Right, that's fucked up.
Yes.
But there are other things. Like so I personally do at an intuitive level understand, on an academic level understand all men. # all men, why say it, why it's said, so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah. समझ आता है, अल्लाह का करम है. लेकिन अगर नहीं समझ आता तो मुझे cancel कर देते. That's not healthy. Just because I didn't understand that.
That okay. I feel like all not जैसे आपने कहा not all men पे cancel कर देते.
नहीं, not all men. So here's the thing. Just for being like क्यों all men? Well, if you don't know it, you're part of the problem. Cancelled. That kind of thing.
Don't you think it's like, you know, when you've oppressed someone for so long, and they're finally starting to you know, find people that have gone through the same struggles, or
Yeah.
they're giving logical points with actual statistics and facts.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and they're like बता रहे हैं कि this is we feel. जैसे there's this one Instagram पे वो slide पूरा एक वो है कि in a game of Russian roulette. There's so many examples that just straight up explain to you like why that ये phenomenon है and like why we say it. और इस तरह की countless और भी चीज़ें हैं. Just like all men not all men के अलावा भी बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं. When someone's coming out with, you know, such
Heavy
material, that makes so much sense. And when someone's not ready to accept it, we all know that itni awareness ho gayi hai for a lot of a good majority of people to know about, you know.
नहीं यार, यहाँ पे I will disagree with you. नहीं है awareness तो नहीं है. And देखो, part of it could be the fault of the people who are not aware. Right? So they should be blamed. ये यहाँ तक सही है. But I think if we begin to operate on the assumption कि awareness है और वो जानबूझ के फजूल काम कर रहे हैं ना, I think we're missing something. Awareness तो नहीं है बलाश.
I think definitely 100% awareness नहीं होगी, but I do feel like इतनी awareness है कि मतलब इतने लोगों में awareness है, and they're just in either there's a lot of you know, their ego is anchoring them down.
Yeah, sure.
Or they're in denial. Yeah, there's some other reason. I know I used to be like, जब मैं first year 10th में होता था, I used to be a very pathetic kid. Like I used to, मैं अपनी बहन को कहता था, you're feminist? No, that's not it. But then I feel like it comes down to the person's own, you know, हर बंदे की अपनी responsibility होती है कि okay, अब I need to think about this because I am a big part of society. Like I'm an individual in a society that can actually make a change.
Yes.
क्योंकि
inshallah.
कतरा करके
Yes.
दरिया बनता है.
Yes.
and some people just don't. They're like, like, I guess just a patriarchy, you said. Our society is like influenced by
Of
a
course,
lot
no
of
influence. It is patriarchal. It's a patriarchal.
Yeah, it's a
society.
patriarchal society.
Yeah.
So I feel like if like whereas like men, um, it does benefit us
Of course.
a lot.
Of course.
So why would if like you and I'm not saying I might not have flaws or you might not have flaws or he might not have
I
flaws.
mean,
but मतलब flaws नहीं होंगे. But let's say if we were like super egotistical, no one knows that, but we are. ठीक है? Inside, I wouldn't want to give that up. I wouldn't want to give extra privilege मुझे मिला हुआ है एक.
no, of course, dude.
If I'm a bad person, and that's how you tell if someone's bad. Like they're selfish to the point where it's harming someone else.
Yeah, देखो, privilege is insidious because more often than not, you don't know that you have it. I think that the most terrifying thing about privilege is कि ये जो आपको लोग आके आपके Facebook statuses पे भी बोलते हैं कि भाई सब कुछ मिला तो हुआ है.
Yeah.
Like they literally, they just can't see कि it's not the same. They just can't see that it's uneven. Or worse, they see that it's uneven and they're like, justified. Uneven होना चाहिए. Those things are scary.
Uneven होना चाहिए.
Uneven होना चाहिए. औरत कम है मर्द से. या औरत different है. जो भी आप बोलना चाहो.
वैसे let's talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm a Muslim, right?
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Are you?
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, you are.
Yes.
So scientifically, ये prove हुआ है कि women are less not as strong as men. They are strong, but they're not as strong as men.
They're not physically
Physically.
speaking, they are inferior. Yeah. See, that's a bad word. They are inferior in certain tasks.
Yeah.
For instance, labor pains, किसी मर्द में इतनी हिम्मत नहीं है. That's a physical feat as well. So in certain tasks, lifting heavy things, maybe endurance, energy projection, strength projection, कुछ चीज़ों में, sure, women have lower stats. Okay.
Yeah. So जो लोग कहते हैं कि there's which I believe in too. I don't believe in equality. I believe in equity,
Makes
which
sense.
is something I believe in.
Yes.
But if women are in some way, what was the correct term? I need to be politically correct.
No, you don't. Say it.
Let's say if they're like not as physically as strong,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Or they're according to someone less able than
In
men.
certain parameters,
In certain parameters,
ठीक है,
yes.
on average,
On average.
a woman will not be able to lift the same weight as a
Yeah.
man. On average.
Yeah,
Not saying there are not women right now that could outlift all three of us. There are.
definitely, yeah.
But on average, मर्द ज़्यादा वजन उठा सकेगा, मर्द ज़्यादा strong होगा. On
Yeah.
average. हाँ.
So, by that logic, don't you think there's a huge gender gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think women should be paid more?
Should women be paid more?
Because they're like, they can't perform according to some people. ये मेरी theory नहीं है, I'm just like here to learn. According to some people, women are a bit less able than how much a man can do, right?
Certain physical tasks. Because there are also tasks that women are just better at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So should women be paid more or less? I don't know. Should they be paid the same? Yes.
That's
Right?
what I feel like people are asking, women are asking for.
Achha.
If not like equity, pay us equal.
नहीं, अच्छा, and equity, let's just explain it here. Equality would be कि you take a man and a woman, average man, average woman, and you give them the same circumstances. That's equality. Equity is, depending on who needs it more, you don't give them the same circumstances, you give them favorable circumstances. The classic example is कि एक दीवार है, एक खातून खड़ी है, एक मर्द खड़े हैं. मर्द tall है ज़्यादा, on average होते हैं. So he can look over the wall. Woman cannot. So you give the woman a box. That's equity. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
Same wall, allow them to stand there, but just give them a wall. The wage gap is very interesting because the wage gap is actually not, it's misconstrued. The way we speak about it often in colloquial discourse is कि wage gap ऐसा सीन है कि on average अगर मर्द और औरत same job में employed हैं, औरत will get paid less. ऐसा नहीं है ऐसा कि on average women gravitate towards jobs that pay less. Or another way of saying it is jobs that are occupations that are predominantly women centric pay less. Do you get what I mean? That's the distinction. So it's not ki agar if I'm a woman and you're if I'm a woman and you're a man, right? And we same education, same experience, same everything, same company, and we go and we get we are both employed in this company, that I will get paid less. ऐसा नहीं है. Because of social factors, my progression might be slower than yours. ये होता है. Me and Prey Maiman spoke about this at length. Quoting my own podcasts. Women will progress slower. शादी हो जाती है, घर पे मसले हैं, cannot stay late. That's another big one, right?
Yeah.
मर्द का क्या सीन है? रात के 12 बजे तक बैठा लो, पूरी रात ऑफिस में रह जाए, कोई मसला नहीं है. You know? तो so there's that. Then also, ये बहुत कम होता है कि जहाँ मर्द एम्प्लॉयर है वहाँ औरत भी एम्प्लॉय होगी. On average, women gravitate towards feminine fields. For instance, teaching. Right? Where if she has a choice between becoming an accountant or a real estate agent and a teacher, she will always be told to become a teacher. Right? Even if she's passionate about accounting or what have you. God forbid she should be a marketeer. Or God forbid she should be an actress. Baalaaj, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Right? So the wage gap ऐसा है. It's no, because if it was as simple as यार on average, not on average, in every company मर्द और औरत को same pay करो, that would have been easy to fix. कान से पकड़ो, बोलो भाई same pay करो, पागल हो क्या? कम क्यों pay कर रहे हो? It's not like that.
So you're saying कि favorable conditions provide करनी चाहिए?
नहीं बलाज, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ.
But if you अगर आप वही example ले लें, let's say if there's a man and a woman,
Yes.
and one of them has to look over a wall.
Yes.
Let's say कि you don't provide them any conditions.
Yes.
But if the woman sort of puts in the extra effort to make it work, shouldn't she be paid more?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is
because she's apparently less able.
Okay. So let's flesh out this example a little more. This is a wall that is a certain height. The man is taller than the wall. He's also taller than the woman. Essentially, there's no effort she can put in to become taller. Do you know what I mean? That's impossible. And so, आखिर में आपको environment conducive बनानी पड़ेगी. You will need to provide a conducive environment for her to flourish as well. That's why you give her a ladder or a box or what have you, so she can look over the wall as well. You're not doing her a favor. The man isn't going to be any less better off. That's equity.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And इसमें आप उनको जितने भी extra पैसे दे दो, it's a task that's impossible. She can't get taller. You can pay her more. She can't get taller. In this particular allegory or in this particular metaphor, which we are now taking to apply to all real world situations, she just, okay, you're going to pay her more, pay. She can't get taller. Right? Similarly,
she can't get taller, but she can, she can go out of her way to put in like the extra effort and, jump that the guy won't do.
Yeah, but then that's just too much, no? That's what I'm saying.
I guess.
Just for instance, and I'll give you a more real example. Say again the same example. I'm a woman and you're a man, and we're employed in the same company. Both of us are MBAs. Both of us are smart, intelligent, bright, brilliant, well dressed, everything, right? एक मसला छोटा सा, मैं औरत हूँ और हम दोनों conventional background से. मेरे conventional background dictates that I should be back by 8.
By 8.
By 8. You can go home by 11. That 3 hours daily. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. Those 15 hours a week, you have to socialize, right? Where also keep in mind that generally cultures in companies are patriarchal. So आपको socialize करने में वैसे भी ज़्यादा आसानी होगी. But Beral, you or also if as a woman I try to socialize, I'll be called a slut and everything. All those are the beautiful things, right? So you get paid. You have more time, those 15 hours. You also have more favorable conditions. You can pay me more. On average, let's say हम दोनों की तनख्वाह लगनी थी 2 लाख रुपए, मेरी 3 लाख रुपए है. I still can't make up the gap. You'll still get promoted quicker. So conditions just need to be made more conducive and more favorable. That's it. Like और कुछ भी करना ना, देखो पहली बात तो financial liberation औरतों को बहुत, you need to move women towards You need to move women towards financial liberation.
Hmm.
That's part of empowerment. No
Yeah,
one can tell me
definitely.
otherwise,
I
right?
agree.
But having said that, the environment needs to change. Simply giving them a bigger payout or simply doing any one thing ना या तो सब कुछ करो फिर. For instance, औरत को जो है आप बोलो कि नहीं मैं औरत हूँ आप मुझे बोलो कि नहीं आपको भी 10 बजे तक रुकना पड़ेगा. But then the company will provide a driver and a vehicle where you won't get provided that. That's part of equity. Right? Because you could go आप फिर मर दो मैं औरत हूँ I'm a little more vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's stuff like this, na? It's stuff like, and matlab, we couldn't even begin to unpack it. Even if this was however 10 घंटे की podcast कर लो, you would not even be able to unpack it. But can you ensure their security? सही है 10 बजे आपका ड्राइवर और गाड़ी तो छोड़ने जा रही है. Can you trust the driver? चलो आपको बहुत trustworthy driver मिल गया. हालात का कुछ पता है? यहाँ पे एक पार्किंग स्पॉट पे औरत को मार देते हैं. What are you gonna do? अल्लाह रहम करे.
So, जैसे हम we can talk about this all day, right? And we can't really get to a point के what's the like pinpoint के ये this, right? You know?
No, okay, so we have now, alhamdulillah, you and I have agreed. As two men, we've agreed कि equity, essential. We've agreed कि...
As two men.
As two men, we've agreed कि favorable conditions, you need to provide them favorable conditions, essential. We've also agreed कि giving them more better or greater financial compensation isn't really the solution. You can do it, right? But she's still at a disadvantage. Even with more money, she's at a disadvantage. Because in the long run, it's about making connections, it's about promotions, it's about climbing the hierarchy if that's what you should so choose, right? And abhi tak to humne baat bhi nahi ki about masculine and feminine proclivities. You know, on average, women also gravitate towards fields that pay less. क्या करोगे? That's why people give you the simple answer कि feminism बहुत लाजमी है. Because it's really complicated otherwise.
So don't you think इस सब में से क्योंकि practicing equity would be very difficult. Right now, at least the state we're in, it wouldn't be as convenient for companies, families, in a lot of other ways.
Yeah.
So I just zoned out so bad.
No, it's okay.
I just zoned out so
No, it's
bad.
okay.
मैं क्या कह रहा था?
Practicing equity would be difficult.
Practicing equity would be difficult.
Yeah.
So don't you think ख़वातीन ये कहते हैं we just want equality, and they're happy with that?
I don't know. I think honestly, मुझे कभी-कभी feel होता है when they ask for equality, they really mean equity. मुझे कभी-कभी feel होता है because no woman would really in their rights ask for similar situations to a man because they know it's just those same situations are just easier for a man. Do you know what I mean?
But we don't know that because we're not women.
Oh, we're not women. मिसाल देता हूँ एक और मैं आपको.
हाँ.
I recently became close to a few people who are actors and actresses.
आने का जाने का.
Yeah, exactly, right? But वो North America में different, right? पाकिस्तान में जो scene होता है कुछ ऐसे होता है कि when they offer you work, you tell them your rate and so on and so forth, and then they offer you pick up and drop off services, right? They offer you pick up and drop off services for men and women. It's equality, है ना? मर्द को भी वही गाड़ी पिक करनी जाएगी, औरत को भी पिक करनी जाएगी. Now think about femicide, violence against women, patriarchy, misogyny. Think about the percentage of women who get harassed and raped. And now go back and think about the fact कि ये equality है ना. वही गाड़ी मर्दों को भी पिक करनी, वैसी ही गाड़ी, not वही, वैसी ही गाड़ी मर्दों को भी पिक करनी जाएगी, वैसी ही गाड़ी औरतों को भी पिक करनी जाएगी. It doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
And equity would look like, I don't know, one of the versions that in my mind is कि equity would look like कि जो ख़वातीन को पिक करने जा रही है, that should have a male chauffeur and a woman supervisor, a female supervisor. पैसे ज़्यादा लगेंगे, tough luck dude, equity.
Yeah.
Right? और जो औरतों को पिक करने जाए तो साथ पिक करने जाए. सबको साथ लेके आए. ऐसा होता होगा, लोग करते होंगे यार. I'm just speaking out of, you know, general. This is general. लोग करते हैं, बिल्कुल करते हैं. There's people that are taking immense strides forward in this, in the pursuit of equity. I'm just saying, is enough happening? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought we were going to have a fun conversation. But
This got like really
this
heavy.
got really heavy, huh? Let's segue quickly and promptly into your TikTok career.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good topic.
Yes.
And depressing at the same time.
It's because it got blocked
Yeah,
also.
that's no spoiler.
Okay, sorry.
Hey,
हाँ,
क्या
sorry.
बताऊँ गाजी भाई?
कहाँ से शुरू करना है अपने?
Okay, so I had TikTok को वैसे पाकिस्तान में लोग बहुत क्रिंजी कहते हैं, and rightfully so, क्योंकि पाकिस्तानी TikTok is straight up trash. I say this with in full conscious. Pakistani TikTok is cringe. Cringe is subjective. Don't come at me.
Or come at him, I mean, at this point.
No, don't come at.
Okay, don't.
Pakistani, I mean, कुछ creators होते हैं अच्छे. I'm not like calling everyone trash, but मैं कुछ अच्छे creators को भी जानता हूँ.
जी.
जैसे इरफान भाई जो नए TikTok में. But खैर, yeah, I don't think Pakistani TikTok, their content is just them looking beautiful, or them in a good dress, or them jumping around like monkeys.
And they get millions.
And they get millions because that's what sells apparently.
Yeah.
तो मैं जब टर्की गया था उधर I downloaded TikTok for fun and I realized कि भाई ये this is like straight up good content. अब ये US में रहता है. He sends me TikToks all day. It's good content.
Yeah.
तो it's like देखने में मजा आता है. It's like it has like Vine in it. Vine, do you remember Vine?
Yeah, I remember Vine.
So it has like Vine energy. There's so many creative people. लोग literally अपने TikTok account को ना like अपना vlog channel बना लिया. Like YouTube पे they make good stuff and TikTok पे they vlog like जैसे मैं I started TikTok. तो खैर I'll just go
Yeah,
a few
backtrack.
sec
It's
back.
fine.
मैंने सोचा कि since it's cringe and everyone says it's cringe and I'm a creator, so why not? Or since I have like some global exposure, Turkey exposure, उधर का TikTok मैंने देखा हुआ है, तो I know how like good content can work on TikTok and how you can make it work. Came back here for like, you know, vacation जो भी अभी मेरी चल रही है. I started to do TikTok and I was really enjoying it actually. बहुत मजा आने लग गया था. I did these narration videos
Yeah.
in a very different style. Urdu, English, जो भी दिल करता था. कोई भी I just used to tell ये मेरा तोता घूम रहा है. I'm like ये मेरा तोता है. He Skittles ये वो blah blah blah.
How Skittles?
Skittles is hormonal.
Good. Yes.
He wants
Eggs.
that. Yeah.
He wants that.
He wants that.
Good.
He did the juicy. I'm not going to reference that video. You know what video I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, you want that
Yummy,
yummy.
तो खैर Skittles is fine.
Yeah,
तो मैं इस तरह random videos बनाता था and it became like my narration vlog. So many more things एक ही साथ.
Sure.
Yeah, I would go out, montages बनाता रहता था. I would do all sorts of stuff and I was having so much fun.
Alhamdulillah.
I made this video. This way I was like, why being a burger isn't that a bad thing, you know? And that blew up.
Yeah.
Apparently it had like 300,000 views.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, I think.
It's not bad. We can get into that.
Yeah.
इसके बाद.
Yeah.
So खैर, I just had so much fun. उसमें I started to go, you know, get recommended to a lot of people. और I gained a following of 10K. 10,000
That's huge. I
amazing
think.
people.
Yeah.
Khair. But just one day randomly my account for some reason ban हो गया. Which is something I think it basically अभी पाकिस्तान में TikTok ban हुआ है.
Mhm.
So I think it's like a glitch.
Yeah.
इसकी वजह से हुआ. But I'm also not keeping my hopes up कि वापस आ जाएगा account. क्योंकि I don't want to. क्योंकि having high hopes is never a good thing. तो ये हुआ था. I did TikTok for 2 months. I was having so much fun and it got banned. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
but that's it.
that's it. That relationship is life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would ban it. Like there was, you were not doing anything controversial, nothing at all.
The मेरा account?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, but it was like the most, except for एक दो videos के अलावा, it was the most family friendly content ever.
and not even cussing mostly. There was some cussing.
Mostly भी
Yeah.
नहीं, I didn't cuss
At all.
at all.
So strange.
एक time था, I was like, God damn shit, and उसके that video got like उसकी आवाज हट गई थी.
Huh.
Yeah, because I said shit. So that happened. But yeah, if you want to start TikTok, बस शुरू में ही सोच लेगा किसी second भी गायब हो जाएगा.
Well, yeah, that's true for YouTube and everything else, na. The problem
yeah.
is, someone very intelligent once explained this to me. I used to, be into marketing, and I was into opening digital channels backed by data. तो जो है, one of those people.
Let's talk about that इसके बाद.
Yes, no, burgers first. And that person, he's like, I literally call him a wizard. He's a genius, right? He was like, listen, understand this. YouTube isn't your space. Your YouTube channel isn't your YouTube channel, because there's people that get to decide किसी भी वक्त किसको बंद कर दें, right? Think about what a precarious position you're in, because based off ideological differences, इसको ये गाली नहीं देनी चाहिए, ये बात नहीं बोलनी चाहिए. कोई let's just be hopeful and think कि वो Islamophobia के भी against हैं, वो xenophobia के भी against हैं. They're against all kinds of phobias. Where's the freedom of speech then?
Don't you think that's a good thing? Okay, if you're being phobic, yeah, तो
Sure,
you
but
shouldn't
where does it end? Because some people are being phobic, right? There's other people that are just trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
मेरी बात है ना, it's the same thing ना, एक तरीके से that's cancel culture as well. It's a problem.
That's cancel culture, but professional.
Professional.
But like वो भी out of context हुआ है किसी sense में.
Because yeah, देखो, if you ever give someone that much authority ना, कि आप हटा दो किसी को, more often than not, like, there will be misfires. And there will be innocent people. Innocent to khair is a relative term, but there will be people who probably didn't do what you're claiming that they did, and they'll be caught in...
Like my TikTok account.
Like your TikTok account, right? Allah Rahim Kare. We were talking about why burgers are not so bad.
अच्छा, एक मैंने recently एक चीज़ देखी. I think burgers को usually privilege जैसे burger बच्चा अगर कोई किसी को कहे तो they're like this is privilege, this is a privileged kid.
Yes.
And I believe that's a bit
Harsh.
Yeah, that's not right. क्योंकि sure, I can go like, oh my god, I didn't sign up for this privilege, और ये तो बड़ी गलत बात है. लेकिन I feel like कि जैसे साइम ने एक दफ़ा वीडियो बनाई थी, someone was like कि आप बर्गर हैं. I'm like, मैं बर्गर हूँ और मुझे पता है मैं बर्गर हूँ.
Yeah.
इसमें इतना मुझे मसला नहीं है जितना लोगों को मसला है. या अगर कोई थोड़ा लेट्स से नॉर्मल जो हमारे देसी सोसाइटल कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट्स हैं उसमें फिट नहीं हो रहा, कोई जानी इस तरह अबे करके बात नहीं कर रहा होता, कोई थोड़ा
It's okay, dude. It's okay. It's okay. Make your point. It's fine.
हाँ, it's like अगर कोई थोड़ा
महिला नहीं है.
आर्स अपने रोल, यार क्या हाल है,
Your.
या थोड़ा बहुत लेट्स से US कल्चर से इन्फ्लुएंस्ड हो. I mean, we're pretty much like a colonized community.
We are, UK से तो we have post-colonial complexes.
Yes.
We have diasporic complexes. We do, yes.
तो they're called a burger. और कुछ जगहों पे तो it's blown then again so much out of proportion के उस दिन मैं vaccination कराने गया था.
Oh, nice.
And there was a...
Which one did you get?
Moderna. Yeah. Man, shit.
Man, shit. Got that Moderna. Moderna supremacy.
Moderna लगवाई मैंने. खैर, तो there was this group of guys और मैं और मेरी अम्मी चल के आ रहे थे. And मेरे हाथ में एक प्लास्टिक का कप था. I was like, मैं ये फेंक कर आता हूँ, आप जाए. उन लड़कों ने सुना and I heard them say, अबे कितना बर्गर है ये फेंक के आ रहा है, like something of that sort. Just because I was trying to throw it in the trash can. मैं बर्गर हूँ. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that literally makes no sense.
और ठीक है चले, let's break the term burger down. वही then again के
associated with privilege.
Associated with privilege. शायद थोड़ा बहुत English में बात कर लेते हैं. I went to a school that was English medium. right?
Yeah.
So we मुझे याद है third grade में अगर कोई उर्दू में English के period में बोलता था, they used to be fined 5 rupees.
What?
Yeah.
Monetary fines?
Yeah.
We just
बच्चे थे सारे उस
We
वक्त.
just used to get beat up.
Okay. That वो नहीं, वो maths की क्लास में होता था. When we didn't speak maths, we also got beat up.
We didn't speak math. 2 times 2 is what?
एक दफा oh my god, I remember एक दफा हमारी क्लास में एक टीचर बच्चे को लेकर आई. She was like 6 + 4 क्या होता है? 9 होता है. And उसे मैम ने मारा. And I was like, that is not right. बेचारे ने बच्चा था खैर. मैं भी बच्चा ही था पर उस वक्त. By the way, I'm against like the whole
Corporal punishment?
चपेड़े मारना. Yes, that.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it as long as my parents do it. कोई और मुझे हाथ लगा रहा है. There's people whose faces I want to eat, dude. There's
Damn,
people that are
damn.
like, because I remember the impunity with which they used to do it, and I remember that they had no reason to, like, there's people मैं कोई 4th grade में था. 5th grade में था. There's people that would literally terrify us कि मैं तुम्हें cupboard में. Someone locked me in a cupboard, dude. I was a healthy kid all my life.
So you got like bullied.
Bullied is, I guess, yeah, but you could call it bullied, yeah. They locked me in a cupboard and they were like, अंदर कुछ और भी है. I'm like, अच्छा ये तो ना बोलो ना कि अंदर कुछ और है, सिर्फ cupboard में lock कर दो.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's psychological stuff. And clearly when I look back, I'm like, these people were not fit to be teachers at all.
Your teachers did that?
Oh yeah, a teacher did that. And she did that because मेरी उर्दू की pronunciation सही नहीं थी, because मैंने सबसे पहले सिंधी सीखी थी. अब बताओ क्या करूँ मैं?
It's just sad. I feel like yes, teachers को especially. I had 1-2-3 अच्छे teachers. उसके अलावा I wasn't really happy with my school life.
What school did you go to?
I'd rather not say it.
I went to the city school.
I did not went to the city school.
That's good. उससे पहले I went to County Cambridge. वहाँ पे भी there were absolutely abusive people. And listen, I've had some brilliant teachers too. I've had some wonderful teachers in those same institutions. Just goes to show some people just shouldn't be teachers.
Yeah.
They can do other things. They can be accountants.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and beat up
Maths
those
आती है,
numbers.
accountant बन जाओ.
Beat up those numbers. Not me.
I know कि मेरे कुछ दोस्त अभी भी हैं जो मेरे स्कूल के हैं. And apparently then again I'm a burger kid. So I take everything to heart. But I feel like my school life wasn't as good as my other friends have had.
For in the same school?
No, different schools.
Okay.
I mean I was never good at making decisions, so I went to that school.
Never good at making this. You're only 20 years old.
Yeah. But I freaking came to Karachi in a lockdown. How good you think मेरे decision making skills अच्छे हैं?
Yeah, man, Allah रहम करे.
But like I'm pretty happy.
Yeah,
But
alhamdulillah.
yeah, अगर मेरे कोई जिस स्कूल के जाने वाले देख रहे होंगे, they'll go like अबे क्या word bullying. But yeah, I did get bullied. But मुझे ज़्यादा दुख तब होता है कि when your teachers aren't
When they invalidate it.
हाँ, when they're like not even considerate उस चीज़ के बारे में. You tell your teacher and they're like, oh good, yeah, okay. But
What does that mean? Good, yeah.
yeah, but my teachers were like, they couldn't care less. 5 class के बाद I was in an all boys section.
Oh, beautiful. That turns out well.
All boys section. Literally Sadat की podcast बन गई है.
Yeah.
But
This is our lives, dude.
it's chaos, man. It's pathetic.
It's where toxic masculinity comes out of.
Yeah, wow, that's like
मार दो.
beehive होता है ना,
हाँ.
जहाँ पे honey बन रही होती है. That's like that boys section is that for toxic masculinity.
बच्ची चेक की है?
Yeah.
नहीं, मैंने बच्ची नहीं चेक की है.
And I
Because हम
learned
सब शादीशुदा
that's
नहीं
एक second. What was that term? Infantilizing something.
Infantilizing, yeah.
Infantilizing. हाँ, that's so that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. बहुत अजीब होता.
That's one of the things that came out of it. You infantilize everyone.
Yeah.
Yourselves, teachers, women.
Wait,
generally.
what? Teachers? What?
Yeah.
What?
यार देखो, all boys section में there's rampant frustration and sexual energy that is unchecked.
Oh.
आपके ख्याल में और तो
sure.
ये female teachers को छोड़ दिया जाता है?
Oh. True. True. That's like
right? Because the thing is, but आपको ये मुझे नहीं पता, आपको पता है नहीं पता है, पाकिस्तान में कोई porn नहीं देखता.
yeah, I know. I'm very well.
Yes. तभी तो ये सब होता है. Anyway, sorry, you were saying you were bullied, and what was more bothersome was not the bullying itself, but the fact that
Yeah, हमारे
teachers couldn't care less.
टीचिंग पर्सपेक्टिव से भी मतलब टीचिंग वाले एरिया में भी कुछ टीचर्स थे, जैसे मेरे इंग्लिश के टीचर थे, उनका नाम मैं भूल गया हूँ और मैं जानना भी नहीं चाहता.
Good.
उनसे अच्छी मेरी इंग्लिश थी. नॉट दैट देयर इज एनीथिंग लाइक मतलब वैसे नहीं, एक्चुअली देयर इज, ही इज अ टीचर, ही शुड एक्चुअली नो इंग्लिश. क्योंकि आई यूज्ड टू मैं उनके लेक्चर्स में होता था एंड आई यूज्ड टू वो गलत बोलते थे. आई वाज लाइक I know this. Why does he not know this?
So,
क्योंकि वो गलत बोल
are you
रहे
talking about the accent?
the grammar?
Semantic structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And वैसे भी like other than the teaching part,
You were just not a nice person?
yeah, I was a better person than him. That I know. अजीब. He was a very अजीब. एक दफ़ा किसी ने होमवर्क नहीं किया था and उन सारे बच्चों को पीछे खड़े करके ना उन्होंने कहा कि आप सब बोलें आप पे नाउज़ुबिल्लाह अल्लाह की लानत हो. I was like, एक second, now that I think of it, that's like not okay. That is very...
Even religiously, that's not okay.
That's not okay. And इस तरह, this is like ये tip of the iceberg होता है. There's so many things that I have seen and that are not okay, especially boy section में. तो
I'm assuming girls section में भी यही होता था यार. To some degree.
होता होगा. That I don't know.
I know. I've only kept in touch with a few of the girls from DK ka girl section, DKB as it were, and they didn't have any nice stories either. I mean, you know, maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little nicer, but not really. No, मुझे कोई इतना फर्क नहीं याद है कि उन्होंने बोला कि यार नहीं. In fact, DKB was even smaller than DK A, which was the boys section.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. And the thing is, these people are minting money. These, at least the city school is minting money. What the fuck are you doing?
It's just so sad and unfortunate. ये चीज़ें होती है, इनके बारे में सोच के इतनी disappointment होती है. And then when you tell someone कि ये, they're like, असद भाई ने एक बड़ी अच्छी बात की थी कि मैं उससे मेरा थोड़ा बहुत perspective change हुआ था कि अपनी स्टोरी पे डाला था, जिस हाल में जीना मुश्किल है उस हाल में जीना लाजिम है.
Yes.
कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो रहा है बॉस, इधर मुश्किल हो रही है.
बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो गई है.
Yeah.
सूरत और नाजुक हो गई है. अल्लाह रहम करे. नहीं, okay, well, but so there was bullying and all those things.
Bullying, एक वो इधर again umbrella term है. There's like body shaming. There's so much more. I wasn't like a very masculine kid, right? I was
A kid.
I was a kid, yeah. तो हर चीज़ के बारे में like one of my biggest insecurities, I feel like अगर मैं boy section में ना होता तो वो ना होती. Which is I have this condition. It's called gynecomastia.
Okay.
Where it's actually मतलब it occurs in 1 in 3 men.
Yes.
I'm actually getting surgery for it.
Okay, inshallah.
So it's a condition when you're going through your pubertal stages. You, every other person builds testosterone and साथ estrogen.
Yes.
Whereas in some cases there's an imbalance and you sort of build more estrogen.
Yes.
And that ends up in building जो breast tissue होता है ना, that in men.
Yes.
And I didn't know जब I was in the 7th grade and उस वक्त it became pretty prominent. उसके बाद I got so much shit for that.
Yes.
So much body shaming. Casually, जब पहली बार किसी ने कहा था ना, मैं stairs से नीचे, I remember that moment. उसकी शक्ल भी मुझे याद है. I was going down and that person was like, अबे इसके, I was like, उस वक्त पहली,
say it. What did it say?
I don't want to say it. It's like, it might be, I know this is very woe, but it might be triggering for a lot of other people that might be watching.
But they need, listen, they need to hear this as well, कि it's on them for fucking saying that. You know, it's on, they're fucking scum for saying that. They need to understand this. मेरे दोस्तों के साथ होता था. For the longest time, I thought I had it because I used to be a big kid.
Yeah.
Right? I used to be really big, and I was bullied quite a bit for that as well. For what? For toxic eating because I was trying to deal with sadness
Yeah.
or depression. Ajeeb.
Even if like if someone's eating because of just because they want to,
Just because eating.
it's no one else's business ke how I look like or
Not
how
at
they
all.
look like or
Not at
how
all.
what anyone's look like.
Not at all. They
So,
can go
khair, I'll say
fuck right off.
it was like मैं English में translate
हाँ.
करूँगा क्योंकि that sentence I
Yes,
don't like it.
yes.
Look at that guy's boobies, man.
Yeah.
It was a very अजीब slang.
Mm-hmm.
तो वो पहली बार उसने बोला और मैं स्टेयर से उतर के मैं बंदा नॉट शॉक बट आई वाज लाइक थिंकिंग अबाउट इट आई वाज लाइक व्हाट इसने क्या बोला है उस दिन के बाद से लाइक इट बहुत रिपीटेटिव होना शुरू हो गया एंड आई वाज ग्रोइंग किड टाइट शर्ट्स इट बिकेम प्रोमिनेंट और हर कोई क्लास में भी मजाक उड़ाना शुरू हो गया कैजुअल सो मच सो दैट के इवन माय रिलेटिव्स हु आई मीन आई डोंट blame anyone in the situation but
You don't?
I do, but
Yeah?
like it's I actually do, yeah. I do. They used to make fun casually chalte phirte. I mean, yeah, if I have a conversation with them, वो समझ जाएंगे, but they don't, and that's wrong on their part. It became so much, and then सबसे ज़्यादा जो इसमें सबसे हाथ है ना वो boy section का था. And people are like, you're such a pussy. और ये मतलब ये कोई इतनी बड़ी बात नहीं है हमें भी तो होता है.
क्या होता है आपको? उनको क्या होता है जो ये बोलते हैं?
Like gynecomastia, and some people can deal with it, but some can't. It's like literally it eats you mentally,
It does.
and like there's the confidence नहीं होता in any situation. I can't publicly speak. There's always this infamous, ये shirt pulling. So that's very common. It changes a person in ways that it shouldn't mentally, and आपके फिजिकल हरकतें आना शुरू हो जाती हैं एंड आई बिलीव उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा जो हाथ है ना वो बॉय सेक्शन का था क्योंकि फॉर एवरी डे फॉर 7, 8, 9, 10th, 11, 12 for 6 years actually for 6 continuous years someone's telling you एक चीज़ and आज तक I haven't learned to deal with it like
But you can't help it either. What are you going to do?
yeah
What are you
exactly.
supposed to do? You were playing table tennis 4 hours a day. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about losing weight.
And
It's a medical thing.
There's this it's a condition जो कि bodybuilders को होती है. They can be like ripped as fuck, but I mean any nutritionist या किसी को भी पता होगा. If you go to a gym, you can ask someone what gynecomastia and they'll know. Okay, it's a very
It's a hormonal imbalance.
imbalance जो कि बहुत common है लोगों में.
Yes.
And people treat it very differently, and
Just
especially
like-
in boys section.
Just like fuck them. Just like male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
Like 3 in I don't know 4, 5 in every one in every 5 men is going to get bald. Like I'm going bald, right? अब मैं क्या करूँ?
And that happens because of hormonal
DHT.
thing.
DHT.
Yeah.
है ना?
मैंने ऐसा था कि वीडियो देखी डॉक्टर साहब उर्फ डॉक्टर साहब
Yes.
it was because some people who developed a lot of testosterone they just lose their the hair in their head and their beard grows thicker.
Just man shit.
Man shit, yeah.
Just man shit. What are you gonna do, right? But and the thing is, वो जो आप बोल रहे हो ना about the boys section and toxic masculinity. I used to have a full head of hair till I'm 28 till I was 25. I never realized that I looked okay. I never loved myself. You know what I mean? And I suppose that's where self-hate comes from a deficit. ये बहुत stupid बात. No, I'm not going to say it. That would sound really stupid.
नहीं, say.
Self-hate comes from a lack of self-love.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Acha. But like there was just because everyone's beating down on you, and the thing is, the minute they see a chink in your armor, it could be a little thing, right? Could be like your shirt pulling or whatever. For me, what was I insecure about? I was insecure about the fact that I was too skinny. A levels first year. So then I got too big A level second year. Then they had a problem with how big I was. Then they were like, "Oh, tu hilta nahi hai, tu aise chalta." The thing is, here's the thing. You're looking for validation or approval in the wrong place.
Yeah.
They don't have it to give you. You have to give it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Not only do you have to give it to yourself, you have to at some point become a little hostile towards them. Ki, bhai, dekho, not only am I not looking for it from you, you can also kiss this ass because you with this shit. Do you know what I mean? Huh?
No homo.
Or even homo, dude. Whatever. Fuck off. Like, you know, you don't.
That's a sort of a joke, by the way. Sort of a.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, like you don't get to tell me, like even body image issues. Like मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, I used to be fat. 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, I was fat, and I would literally starve myself. A-level first year, I was skinny, right? And I remember people coming up to me like, "Yaar, apni haath dekho, apni arms dekho. You know, you're like a twig," and that for some reason was a problem, even if I'm a twig.
What about it? What about it?
Yeah, but then A-level second year, I built up a lot of muscle. Then I wasn't a twig. Then they're like, "Oh, you're like a tree." I'm like, so is a twig better than a tree? Is a tree better? I don't fucking know anymore. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem with adhering to societal imperatives.
It's
Pain.
It's pain. It's also okay. About like since I mentioned my condition, I had this.
Very brave of you, by the way. Lots of people wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, mashallah say.
Yeah.
But it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm going bald. You have a thing. Everyone has a thing.
Everyone has a condition. The people have insecurity. People have issues or not issues. Some things that aren't that similar, but it affects them. Okay. What I look into the camera while I'm saying this. If someone is going through something, just don't be the person that points it out in a room full of people.
Do you know
Even if there are not any people.
Do you know what isn't justified? Being a piece of shit. That you can help.
Yeah. Speaking of pieces of shit, I had this one friend.
Acha. Nahi mazak kar.
I had this circle of friends, and they were very different. Like they were friends, but they weren't actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm late. Okay. They were. I thought they were my friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, at least. And they're apparently pretty. Yeah, there's something.
Okay.
I'll podcast about it.
All right.
And they were my friends, but their friendship consisted of, making fun of my conditions, which was the kind of kamasya.
Yeah.
And ek dafa I was like, I'm not comfortable with this person making fun of me, and I just
It's fine. Huh.
Okay.
Featuring Shahzad.
Yeah, featuring the Shahzad show.
The Shahzad show. He just comes in the middle. He's like, my show now. I am the captain now.
So, that person was that he used to make fun of me, and that was friendship.
Okay.
And then this other friend of ours, I told him, I disassociated ek tarah se, and then I told that friend, he called me and he was like, why did you do that? And I was like, I didn't have a reason. I wasn't confident enough to talk about it. But I still did. Yaar, is baare mein kar. He's like, इतनी छोटी सी बात पे तुमने कर दिया. I was like, मुझे एक तो उस वक्त बहुत गुस्सा आया था. Because first of all, it's not a छोटी सी बात. Second of all, he was like, first he explained to me the whole situation, and he was like, देखो, if we're friends and I make fun of you, shouldn't mind that. You're being a softie. How does me having like an insecurity, because you really can't control insecurity, they're perspectives, you can't switch your perspectives like that.
No, it takes time.
It takes time, and sometimes even if you can't act, sometimes in kuch cases mein you can't actually get rid of an insecurity without actually like getting rid of the insecurity itself. If
The
like
source of this insecurity.
mera haath meri insecurity hai.
Huh.
Let's say I cut it off. That's just like metaphorically
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
Let's say mera phone, for some reason it's my insecurity,
Yeah.
but I can't let go of it because let's say family pressure. मेरे घर वाले कहते हैं phone use करो,
Huh.
but I can't let go of it.
Yeah.
But then I do.
Mm-hmm.
I zoned out again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's about
Holy shit.
No, but it's about देखो ना, it's about them deteriorating your mental health. I think making fun of someone's insecurity or plural insecurities is the weakest shit I've ever seen.
Like deprecate किसी के expense पे मजाक उड़ाना.
वो तो एक generally is a horrible thing to do, but in particular, if you're like, listen, if you're insecure, that's your problem. I think that's one of the weakest things I've ever heard anyone say, and I've heard it said often, not by men only, by women as well. And I think at some point we have to start owning up to how much toxicity we add to the society.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes like we're the toxic people.
I've been toxic.
I've been toxic to multiple people.
Yeah.
But like you have to have that conversation with yourself. Ke, am I really toxic? Acceptance is like a big thing. मतलब अपने आप में accept करना के जैसे आजकल कल मेरी शहजाद से बात हो रही थी. A lot of people are getting outed for being harassers.
Yeah, Allah Rahm kare.
And there was this one guy, he still is a harasser. Bad person he is. But he publicly said ke he apologized in a way. I'm no one to forgive anyone. I'm just saying what he did.
Yeah.
He said ke he would no ifs or buts. He's like, I did something. I made people uncomfortable. I'm putting myself out there. You want to have a conversation with me? I listen to you. I listen to what you have to say. And I'm taking therapy. I'm doing every possible thing to bring change within myself. I've hurt a lot of people. He did something very terrible. But do we forgive someone who then again, it's not our place, but do we accept someone back, or do the victims accept someone back? If I was but that's not the right thing to say. But how do we define if a person has really changed? And I feel like that if someone does something that terrible, that's a way to change. Holding yourself accountable to the point where you're like, I'll take anything you have to say to me, and you can say anything.
I think
or do anything.
I think your question is answered by if you are for the death penalty or not. If you're not for the death penalty, then you believe in rehabilitation. If you believe in rehabilitation, Ajo, it's fine. If you believe in rehabilitation, right, then you believe that if this person is truly sorry, if he is willing to change, to matlab, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, and quite rightly put, we just aren't people who have the liberty to forgive someone of this sort. Only the victims can. I think it was a he.
It was a he.
Yeah, it was a guy.
It was a guy.
It's a guy. Acha. So it's a guy, right? I think him coming out and being like, all right, I fucked up. That takes some integrity. And it's interesting to use integrity for someone who's done that.
Yeah,
right?
done that.
But at the same time, these things can coexist. You can have done that, but there's honor amongst thieves, and ये सब चीजें हमें क्यों बोली जाती है? इसी वजह से. The other thing is, most of us never learn how to interact with women. Most men, most heterosexual males, for that matter, homosexual males, no one ever learns how to regulate their sexuality. We just don't. Yeah. We're stumbling through this process, and I have 8 years on you, and I'm telling you, it doesn't get any less confusing. You just continuously, you're like, what am I supposed to do? I want to have sex, but at the same time, I'm not married. It's all these things. It's always going to be all these things. It's like, is it wrong? Is it right to like this person? Like, does she like me back? Does she not? Should I flirt? Should I not flirt? It's always going to be like that. You know, what's flirting and what's harassment? The lines are blurry. It's just, uspe jo hai, people try to oversimplify this because, and I tell you why, and I don't blame them, but they try and oversimplify this because there needs to be a solution. Harassment needs to be called out. Na?
Yeah,
so they're like, because that's a problem, we need a solution, so let's oversimplify this. If a woman is uncomfortable, that's harassment.
That is, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then what constitutes discomfort? Like, is there a universal threshold? Is there an objective level of discomfort? That's the problem, right? Because I am absolutely in agreement. All harassers need to be called out, right? But how are you going to stop harassment? Well, by mitigating misogyny and patriarchy and all those things. And also by teaching really removing the shame out of it and teaching men how to interact with women by not putting them in the fucking boys section.
Since like ये उससे start हुई थी like acceptance से, जैसे इसी बंदे की बात हुई,
You don't want to take his name?
नहीं, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's a. Then again, he did something terrible, but I don't know. There's a part of me that says
Can you tell me what he did?
he made several girls uncomfortable.
By sending them photos or something?
I'm not certain.
Because my thing is, you know, when you use this abstract language, not that you're doing
It's
it.
very
but-
recent, just
no,
by the way. I'm
no.
not. Yeah.
No. But it's not that you're doing it right now. But generally, when you use this abstract language, now, you forget that there are tiers to this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Someone messaging someone twice, and अब ये मेरे personal opinions हैं. Someone messaging a girl twice, and you know, calling her a bitch the third time because she didn't respond to his overtures.
Yeah.
That's an asshole. Maybe not a harasser though. Depends on what he said, but maybe not a harasser. Now, if she
Yeah,
tells him to, you know, piss off, and he continues,
That's a
does
harassment.
that make it harassment?
That does.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes it harassment. पर उस बंदे की और उस बंदे की जो not only is pursuing but is also stalking, उन दोनों की सजा सेम होनी चाहिए, ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए. स्टॉक कर रहा है और फोटोज भी भेज रहा है. You know, there's grades to this stuff.
I think हाँ हर चीज़ की एक डिग्री होती है, but हाँ I think ये बड़ा
It's dicey, na? It's
it
complicated.
is dicey. Damn.
Yeah. But nahin, all I'm saying is, certain, वही वाली बात है, to a certain degree, if you only did so much and then he apologized, you know, I don't know, again, up to the victims, obviously, but I think there is redemption, right? But then you do certain other things, you know, when you go to the furthest extent, I'm like, I don't know, dude, like, do we still, like, maybe,
Yeah.
you know?
I think जो आपने ये वाली बात की थी ना about what's harassment, I think it all comes down to as simple as like consent, and that if we understand consent thoroughly, right?
Yes.
And consent needs to be enthusiastic.
Uh-huh.
Consent needs to be very to the point,
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yes.
But there's so many things that consent. Like if someone says like, if hey, are you down for that? Yeah, so that's a yes, but that's a no at the same time because it's not enthusiastic.
Yeah.
It's not straightforward.
Yeah.
Like
There's
and
pressure,
that's-
there's societal
yeah,
imperatives.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And that comes down to like the other party involved, Joe, that's dealing with, you know, that's involved. But then again, a lot of people tend to exploit it. It can be as simple as like, you know, you said, how do you determine a harasser? A person likes a girl, a guy likes a girl. They're like, hey, I really like you. Girl says no. If he goes back to her, isn't that harassment?
I don't know. Like, if she said no and she's comfortable with him pursuing her, I don't know if that's harassment. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's obviously safety number one.
Yeah.
Security number one. That's prime. That's the number one thing is कि भाई everyone should be safe. But उस चीज़ को मद्देनजर रखते हुए, once safety is established, then I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if he's going to go back to her again and the second time, whatever she says yes, was that under pressure? Baalaaj, I have no idea, dude. I don't know if anyone does. But I wish there were rules that would govern this. I really do.
Yeah. एक बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसे concepts में ना, I think people who get like more emotionally invested, I think they're the जो, let's say, some people that I know जो selective activists, I don't know them personally, that I just know जो बड़ी selective activism करते हैं, they get so emotionally invested ऐसे cases में, or either they act as if they're emotionally invested. Just because they're emotional, they leave like a big part of it behind and then they jump to a conclusive part, and that's where they operate and they leave everything else aside. Or the everything else part, that is something that can altogether help us come to like a conclusion कि hey, this ये इसका ABC ये था, इसका 1 2 3 था, इसका XYZ ये था. And I think ये चीज़ है बहुत ज़रूरी है establish करना, क्योंकि then again it can be so many things. जैसे वही cancel culture से भी influence हो जाती हैं चीज़ें. Then there's so many other, there's left wing, right wing, all wings, up,
All the
down.
wings. Down wing, up wing.
Up wing.
Commander, wing commander, Abhidandan.
Commander safeguard.
Commander safeguard.
तो इतनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें हो जाती हैं. I think it's at the end of the day everything comes down to the person as an individual.
Sure.
I think society में जो change आता है ना, एक तो education of course, but something that's so much stronger that can, I feel like that can change the world, that can change everything.
Goddamn.
Is
world?
के yeah, so even more that can change the universe. Is के
Goddamn.
yeah, के the person, what comes down to the individual and them taking accountability or responsibility of everything they do, and then just trying to be a better person for themselves. That solves so many problems. और I think especially like जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ, मैं वहीं की बात कर सकता हूँ. हमारे उसमें there's so many distractions that stray you away from that.
Sure. कोई बात नहीं.
And that is why how I met your mother.
That's how I met your mother. Allah Rahim kayega. Well, final question before we bring this conversation to a close. It's been a fun one.
Hi.
Where does your content go from here? So TikTok has let you down. कोई बात नहीं.
I will. I think मैं फिर से बनाऊंगा account. If I'm in Pakistan, मतलब I don't have a lot of time either. I'll see if my videos get recommended in Pakistan. I might.
एक minute. And this is also very important. You said you're getting surgery. How do people get diagnosed and how do people get in touch with?
First of all, if you think you have gynecomastia, it's don't go around asking people. Consult a surgeon. Number
Consult
one.
a doctor. Yes.
You can go to everyone. कोई आपको कह देगा भाई जिम जाओ सब सही हो
सब हो जाएगा. Bench मारो.
Yeah, सब सही हो जाएगा. नहीं होता.
ऐसे नहीं होता.
Yeah. Consult a surgeon. A surgeon can give you the best at they're trained for it. They can give you the best medical opinion there is. Or
they're the people.
Yeah, they're the people.
They're the guys or the girls. Or the people or the they. And
एक और चीज, if you have the condition, don't feel ashamed of it.
No.
क्योंकि it's like very natural to happen. Again, if you should have felt ashamed if it was like not meant to happen or anything.
And
if it exists, it exists. And the people who bring you down
are piece of shit.
Are what?
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So.
But so you were saying, so consult a surgeon, and they'll just take care of it.
It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
They'll tell you what's the best possible solution, and you'll get like taken care of.
Yeah, inshallah.
It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
Please किसी और के पास ना चले.
नहीं हाँ please अल्लाह रहम करेगा. And वही वाली बात है ना, so much of that has to do with shame जो किसी और के पास जाने वाली बात होती है.
Yeah.
नहीं just man shit, just go to a gym, like because there's shame associated to it.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be, because it's again, like you said, it's a medical thing.
Yeah. And if it makes I think in I think Asad Bhai के video में he said के it's better to talk about it with people who you can trust. If before, like, the whole consulting a surgeon, just talk around with people who won't make fun of you, who are understanding, so you can have someone to talk to. Because you can't bottle it up all the time.
Fuck that, dude.
For me, सबसे पहले the first person I talked to was Shahzad. खैर, उसके बाद
the first person I spoke to was me. Man shit. Eat the emotions.
तो I know ये बहुत लंबा हो रहा है, but
कोई बात नहीं.
I'll just quickly, I think just don't feel. जैसे मुझे स्कूल में ये कहते तुम तो लड़की लग रहे हो. I was like, and what about it? Like I love how जब इस तरह की चीजें are used as an insult. तुम लड़की लग रहे हो. I love they're like that's so gay. I'm like,
you don't even know what gay is.
Yeah,
तेरी बात सुनो. I've already said my opinion about homosexuality and all those things, right?
Yeah.
Gay men are the best looking men in the world.
Maybe
because they just take care of themselves like that, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know. Okay, I know.
Do you not know any gay person who doesn't take care of themselves?
No.
Really?
My sample size is matlab, it's small.
Wait, same. Literally same.
Every gay man that I know, right, just looks phenomenal, in phenomenal shape. Always have that have the beard trimmed down, shaped and stuff. Always dressed nice, and I'm just like, what's going on here, dude?
I think gay people are if someone's homosexual, okay, they're the most they're the most empathetic because they've been through I think they've faced oppression in.
Yeah, wo to dekho, you can make that argument for women in Pakistan.
Yeah,
you can make that
yeah.
argument for children in Pakistan. We've all been children. We've all faced oppression. Allah Rahm kare. Not minimizing them, but ye ek cheez jo hai na, I don't know why. I don't know what the correlation is. Like I have no idea. But gay men, matlab, they always smell good. They always look good. मुझे नहीं समझ आता क्या सीन है. I don't understand. I don't understand. And मैंने एक बार पूछा था एक बंदे से. And him and I were also talking about this कि भाई ठीक है, homosexuality is haram, and we had a back and forth, and he's a good friend of mine. But I was like, but you always just look so good. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not कि कुछ चीजें तो खुदा ने दी होती हैं, शक्ल, बाल, ये वो. One of these people was actually losing his hair, but everything else was just on fleek. The loafers, the chinos, the color combination, the socks. It smelled good, looked good. I was just like, क्या सीन है यार?
Yeah.
मैं यहाँ पे
It's
अपनी
like-
blank shirts और चड्डों में बैठा हुआ हूँ.
Hey man, today man,
It's
कोई
like,
black
oh,
shirt नहीं अच्छी shirt है.
Pakistan है.
But yeah, same. Like I have religious values, and
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
we all know that the act of homosexuality is prohibited
Yeah,
in Islam.
yeah.
But then again, they're just so good looking.
Yeah, there's good looking people, yeah. And the thing, again, वही वाली बात है ना यार, देखो. You're not the judge.
Yeah.
You're not meant to do anything about it. आप जो आपके नीचे हैं, जो आपके फर्जन हैं, जो आपके बच्चे हैं, बहन भाई हैं, जो लोग हैं, उनको भी आप समझाओ, सिखाओ, वो करो. कोई और बंदा कर रहा है, आपको नहीं दिया हुआ किसी ने हक
Yeah.
कि आप उनको कुछ करो.
मुझे ना Islam is such a beautiful thing. It's like a way of बहुत लंबी podcast हो जाएगी.
That's the podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about लंबी. It's about like where you're going now.
नहीं
ये चड्डे पहने हुए, इसको क्या पता इस्लाम के बारे में?
नहीं, I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Islam is such a beautiful way of
Yeah,
life.
mashallah.
I think it's amazing. But it's the people that think they're
It's always the people. That,
yeah.
It's always the people.
जैसे since we're on the topic of homosexuality, I have friends that are especially in Turkey and some in Pakistan that are homosexuals.
Yeah.
Right? I believe that the act of it is haram,
Yeah.
and doesn't mean I start discriminating against every other person. What they do is between them and their
Alamia, yeah.
beliefs and
Yeah,
their
yeah.
God, yeah. I don't think that's the part मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा गुस्सा आता है कि I've had this conversation with my family too. I've noticed, I did notice कि there was some discrimination, कि just and friends too, when they found out कि if someone's homosexual, they're like, ugh, no. I was like, what? No, that's not how it's supposed to be. What they do is between them and their beliefs.
Here's the thing, na? Here's the problem. If you adhere to Islamic jurisprudence or if you have an Islamic morality, you understand कि ये चीज़ हराम है. ये चीज़ हराम है जिसका मतलब है all of us are capable of doing it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not a leap
Yeah.
it's not a leap in logic to say that. Problem is कि हर किसी की मर्दानगी या जो भी है हर्ज हो जाती है. They're just like, नहीं भाई मैं नहीं काजी, तुम कर सकते हो. Ha. Then they make fun of you. Like, I'm like, no, fine, laugh at my expense if that's what you want to do. Weak piece of shit. But what I'm saying is कि all of us have the proclivity for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
तो इतनी ना ये नायाब चीज़ है और आपका इम्तिहान अगर नहीं हो रहा है इस चीज़ से तो ये भी आप अल्लाह का शुक्र ही करो. Because
आपने कहा कि it's like all of us are
Yeah.
capable of doing
Yeah.
it.
No, all of us have the proclivity. मतलब कम या ज़्यादा urges में जैसे, for instance, this is a very crude example, but say you and I like different kinds of donuts. I like the Boston cream, you like the Nutella filled. It's
I
sort of like that.
Actually like वो है इसके ऊपर color sprinkles होते हैं. So
That's not man shit, Baalaaj. That's not man shit. He likes the color sprinkled. मैं क्या करूँ इसका? Boston cream.
just because यहाँ पे बहुत
Boston
ज़्यादा
Crab
गलत बात हो
supremacy.
रही है, I will agree with him क्योंकि ज़बरदस्ती agree
peer
करा.
pressure है, peer pressure है.
Peer pressure,
Cancel
yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
Allah रहम करे. हाँ, but what were you saying? हाँ, so what I was saying was, it's like, so ये इम्तिहान है उनका, right? अगर कुछ कर सकते हो ना, अल्लाह का शुक्र करो कि आपका ये इम्तिहान नहीं, आपके दूसरे इम्तिहान है. All of us have our own tests ना. Some people have substance abuse problems.
Yeah.
Some people, like, मेरी ज़बान बहुत ख़राब है, बहुत ख़राब है. That's one of the problems I have. और भी बहुत सारे हैं, but मेरी ज़बान बहुत ख़राब. I cuss a lot, right? I'll just
Oh,
but, हाँ,
okay.
but I'll just try and focus on my own shit na, instead of whatever else.
I get you, yeah.
Let him करे.
नहीं.
That's what we're saying na.
It's urges.
No, it's urges,
Yeah.
but you choose to act on them na. Like I have the urge, like I said, I have the urge to drink.
Yeah.
I want to get plastered. That's an urge. I have to fight it. That's the fight ना. वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
That's the fight.
But
उनकी लड़ाई है ना ये. और बहुत मुश्किल लड़ाई है.
Yeah, I agree that they have like their own struggle and बहुत मुश्किल होता है.
बहुत मुश्किल.
But then there have been like I've known friends that say that there have been nights where they used to cry just hoping that they were straight just because they couldn't, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, it's a tough fight, dude. Like,
But I don't think it's a choice. Because if it was a choice, like
otherwise, why would it be haram? Do you know what I mean? Like, if it just going to adhere to Islamic morality, Islamic ethics, it wouldn't. You can't. Okay, so we're understanding that Allah Miya Rahman Rahim hai, right? Just those two names. Forget the other ones for a minute. But just those two names mean that he wouldn't have made it haram if they didn't have a choice. You know?
And what if it's not a choice and if you're born that way, that's your test? That makes sense too.
No. How? Wait. If you're born that way and that's your test, तो फिर वो haram थोड़ी है.
वो haram है, that's the test. You have to control it, your urges towards it.
हाँ तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, तो choice है ना. तो मैं वही तो बोला. मैं तो बालाज.
नहीं. बालाज. Yeah. हाँ, wait.
Act being a choice. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, acha, you're talking about the act being a choice. I thought, no. Okay, no. I thought you're saying that transferring from being straight to homosexual, is that a choice?
एक मिनट, what?
Like transitioning from, if a person is straight, can they go homo?
I'm saying all of it exists on a spectrum, na? And that spectrum exists in every one of us. I'm saying some people have greater urges of a certain degree and some people have lesser urges, but we all have them, you know. And masla wo ye ki haram hai na, jaise I know people that just can't stay off the booze no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Unfortunate si baat hai, Allah raham kare, but that's just what it is. Doesn't make the thing not haram na.
Yeah.
It's still haram na. That's what it is. And wo unka imtihan hai. Or like I said, if there's anything you want to do, just be grateful that ye aapka imtihan nahi hai. You know, and also understand कि वो इंसान हराम नहीं हो जाता है.
Yeah.
वो चीज़
इंसान
हराम
तो
है.
then again नहीं हो सकता.
नहीं, वो चीज़ हराम है.
Damn.
So many
good conversation we had today.
You.
Started off pretty differently. I was like, एक second, am I going to be this awkward पूरी podcast में? But then like पहला quarter I felt was for me, like you were handling. I mean that's what you do.
What do I do?
Man, do shit. Good podcast.
Allah रहम करे तो बस तक पर. नहीं यार, I think it was fun. I think it was good. Alhamdulillah. I think it's wonderful to have you here after speaking to you on Clubhouse for 5 months.
Yeah. अभी we have to do that exercise. मैं आंखें बंद करूँगा and you guys are gonna talk and I'm gonna feel like a Clubhouse.
Okay, go do that, and then so we can end it. But before you do that, plug in whatever you need to plug in for your social media, Clubhouse and all.
कौन सी light plug in कर?
एक मिनट.
नहीं.
अच्छा.
ऐसी तरह नीचे
ठंडी हो गई है ना?
बहुत.
Damn. Sam, well, I guess sort of
No,
was right. I
no,
do kill them.
no.
Okay, wait. Help me out. देखें.
Go ahead, plug in your thing. It's fine.
Plug in my thing. Yeah, link in bio.
Baalaaj Khan on YouTube.
On YouTube, Instagram, Clubhouse. Not on TikTok.
Not on TikTok. Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll make a comeback, inshallah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, Clubhouse. क्योंकि उधर काजी भाई भी होते हैं.
उधर मैं भी होता हूँ.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Now do your exercise where you close your eyes and stuff.
अब आप दोनों कोई
हाँ,
intellectual बात करें.
हाँ. हाँ.
नहीं तुम ऐसे यार काजी भाई थोड़ा मुझे बोलो.
यार काजी भाई, there is art in everything. Is there not?
There is art in everything, Shehzad. You're right.
Beautiful. नहीं काजी भाई, I think मेरी एक सेकंड का मैं mic tap करूँ. I'm like.
Anyhow, dude, this has been fun.
Yeah,
It's great to have you
Thank
here.
you for having me.
Of course, we'll do one with you and Shehzad together, inshallah.
That would be
है ना?
amazing. Yeah.
And whoever else you want to bring, circumstances and equipment permitting. आखिर में there's already 3 cameras. पता पड़े 8 कैमरा लगी हुई है सब बैठे हुए यहाँ पे.
I can bring my camera if you want.
A64 है?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that inshallah next time.
I can bring my camera
Do
too.
you have an A64?
I have an iPhone 11. It works best when you put it on like stabilization.
मैं AC बंद कर दूँ? सही है. चलो. Beautiful. Baalaaj Khan, Shehzad, Kazi. Assalamu alaikum.